I've been feeling a bit of a drought recently. There has been a lot of fluffy community site going up, has been a lot of Fluffcast happening. Let's change that right now. Happy Saturday evening, boys and girls, guys, ghouls, and everything in between. This is your host, Axolotl Andy. Back at it again. Episode 23 of the Fluffcast. Let's get the boy in here. What's up, boy?
Oh, now you come to say hello.
Hello, yes.
Been a fucking 12-minute intro over here.
I was having some extensive technical difficulties. My apologies. Dude, I don't know what it was. I was trying to hit stop streaming, stop recording, and all that, and YouTube was not picking it up.
YouTube just ain't having it. They're like, no, you started this shit. You gotta finish it.
Exactly. Anyway, so how's your last couple weeks been, Menthol? How have you been?
Same old shit, different time period. That's all it is.
Yep. We've been fucking around with the fighting games, waiting for the site to go back up, which I believe it's only in read-only mode right now. So let's talk a bit about that. So,
read-only mode until they get it back up and running properly.
There was a bit of discussion about that. I'm a little bit here or there about it. On one point, I'm a firm believer of the don't do half a job and have a full smile mentality. But at the same time, it sounds like they're going to be able to recover the posts anyway afterwards. So I understand if people are just impatient. They're like, just want to get back to posting on the site. I understand entirely, you know?
Well, I understand that point of it, but people also have to understand it from the mod's point of view, where it's like, shit, man, it's hard enough to wrangle you fucking cats as it is. Like, doing it while we're also building the goddamn pen to wrangle you in is extra difficult. Like, can we just not have to worry about two things at once? Can you just take some of that shit off our plate for a minute, please?
The big thing I was thinking about was that there's a lot of people who write out their posts on the site just there, and they use a lot of heavy BB code editing. I know that the Karn is very much into using the BB code plugins on the site to add flavor to his stories. And that's not necessarily something you can always keep in check on like a local document. It's not something you can really like live preview, all the time.
Yeah.
So anything that was posted between the 25th and January 3rd, I think it was, it's gonna have to either wait or people are gonna have to repost it. A good example is I write out all my posts for the Fluffcast announcements, So and then let me tell you, I do a bit of a copy paste format, but it's still a bit of a bitch to always take down or take up,
You gotta put the thing up and then like format the videos in there, spacing, all that shit.
Okay, so Shaggy Satyr here actually doesn't know what's been going on. So Shaggy Satyr, here's a bit of the TLDR. Also, hey Santa.
Night.
So here's a bit of a quick rundown. Basically, the website is using the Discourse infrastructure, which is the website infrastructure, just how the site is built. Discourse got an update at the end of 2021, and the site admins and staff attempted to update the site to meet it. There were some the streams got crossed, there were some issues, and the site went down. I don't know the exact details, but further difficulties just sent the entire site tumbling down. The entire thing really disheartened the two main people who are kind of running the site, which is Virgil and his partner in crime, Null, I believe. Not Null. That's Chris Chan crap. Is that Null? Was it Null? I'm not sure. Anyway, Virgil and his partner... Yeah. Virgil and his partner in crime were really disheartened about it, so they said that they were kind of done with the project, but, they helped guide people back on the path. And, within 2 days, we had a software dev in the house, all the staff, all the people from different corners of the community coming together, talking about the future of things. And now we have a read-only working version of the site up. It's only going to be a matter of time before we have a actual live version of the site going on where you can post and comment to your heart's content. Mm-hmm. And, so progress has been made. It's been a bit of a month-long stasis. A lot of people are not particularly pleased about it, which I completely... Yeah, it was Null? Yeah. I don't know why. I thought Null was a Chris Chan name, like that part of the Chris Chan saga. Christ. I saw my face on the quickie, which is why I've got that brainworm. Anyway, so they've got a working thing going up right now, and hopefully we'll get something that's actually functional as well as pretty to look at.
Yeah.
There's been
all I can ask people be patient.
yeah, the boy Ryu. He's the fellow with the Ed and Eddie profile picture, or the Ed profile picture. Give a lot of props to our boy Ryu. However pronounce that. Here, let's get our background music in. I always keep the hell taking music in background because it's good elevator music. Now there's some yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's some obvious parallels between this and the Boo going down, but what would you want to say, Menthol?
I was gonna say, yeah, related to that actually, with like the site having gone down multiple times and shit, and with a lot of the time when it goes down, people getting disheartened with the ones that are running it. Like the people that are running it, just it's not worth it. Honestly, they don't get anything out of it. There's no donations to help like maintain the server costs.
There are donations actually.
There are now. There weren't originally. Like that's been recently rectified. Originally, it was a thing where, like, anytime Human said shit all about, hey, can we get some donations going on? Like, it was a tidal wave of people just coming down on him, talking about, fuck you, you piece of shit. If you don't want to run it, just don't run it, yada, yada, yada.
And then when he stopped, people bitched.
Of course. And then someone else had to pick up the slack. So, like, I mean, I'm not saying suck Virgil's dick or nothing, but appreciate the motherfucker for being around, because he is kind of the one holding this shit together, him and his partner in crime. Like, if it wasn't for them niggas, this shit wouldn't be running. That's it. Just appreciate your blessings where you get them. Because, like, I know, like, as a former mod, this shit is a headache. It's a pain in the ass wrangling some people on there. You get the occasional bad seed that wants to run around and stir up shit in the comments, and it's like, well, I don't want to be a dick and ban this person dually, but
I worked with
when you get a million of those,
yeah.
sorry,
I've worked with a couple people who.
So I couldn't be a mod. I just kept saying, "Hey, Santa, seem to be needing some mods. You want to be a mod, buddy, old pal?" I'm like, "No."
Dude, you remember he approached me
like
like 4 times about it, and I was like, hell no, I can't be trusted with that shit.
I straight up like said I was very vocal about. All right, so when it comes to the admin position, I believe that Rio is the new technical admin. So he's going to be actually taking care of the site's code and making sure that everything runs properly. But when it comes to actual like arbitration over decisions, I think don't quote me on this. I think Virgil is still holding that position, but when that was still up in the air for a couple of days, I was very vocal that we had to be very careful about who we put in that hot seat. And I was man enough to say it should not be me. I am a vindictive SOB. If somebody does something wrong, I'm gonna make sure that they're punished for it. I don't really. That's something I need to work on too. I don't have the biggest sense of like forgiveness, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the main reason I never took a mod position on the previous borough, even though I knew all the fucking staff. Is because I'm too antagonistic. If someone wants to be a dick, I like poking them back. It's fun. I like being an internet asshole.
I like kicking the hornet's nest too, but I couldn't do it too much as a moderator. I could do it a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, I hardly ever did it, because like basically the only ones that were really, it was like very few times, but whenever it did happen, it lasted quite a while.
Also, I noticed Shaggy here has a really good point. I would agree that is something Virgil needs to work on, is kind of delegating some of this shit to like kind of spread out a little bit, so that we don't have all of our eggs in one basket, as it were.
I agree. It's something that me and Virgil have talked about a little bit. I don't want to ream on the guy or talk too much about the guy personally, but yeah, me and Virgil have brought up decentralization of that kind of thing better. So maybe we could get some like comme dit-on, trainees.
Safety net going.
Yeah, a couple boys to fall back on. Funny thing about the mod team, though, and this is gonna breaking my own rule here, but a little political. There is both a Ukrainian and a Russian on the Fluffy Community mod team, and funnily enough, they're both like, yeah, the other guy's fine. As far as I can understand things.
The funny thing is, like back in the Blue days, we didn't really have a problem with the Russians unless they were coming around fucking with us. Like, we encourage them to come over. It's just
Yeah,
we
we
had
have-
that one problem for a couple of months.
Plenty of good Russians. It's around the time that people started recruiting from D. That's when shit went down.
Yeah,
when
it
you
just
get a
popped
bunch of
off for like 6 months.
retards fucking around, the quality of the site severely degrades.
Christ alive. All right, let me see. What else is there for us? Let's see. Anything else more official? I do want to commend all of the staffers that came in clutch to help with the transition of the site, make sure everything was like clean and professional. They were really open to a lot of different people coming in and talking about it.
Big round of applause for all the staff.
It was like we saw where this started, and just seeing like the talent that's currently running the show. I can't be. I guess there's just a sense of pride that like there's just this level of dedication and professionalism and maturity that we're seeing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I saw a comment earlier in the chat talking about, like, no, just let them be chaotic, and, you know, chaos breeds fun. Yes, chaos does breed fun, but we've run that gamut before with the Baru crowd. It doesn't work. It just flat out don't work. I'm sorry, we can't be trusted with that shit.
With cats, and we don't have mods who have the patience for that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Because how many times did we have to just stop allowing anonymous posts because people like posting like child porn and other fucking horse shit?
Yeah, because we was getting raided and shit. Or like, not even that extreme ends of it, but just like the occasional kicking of the hornet's nest in the comments that just would not stop. And then you lock the comment section on this one image, and then they just go find another image to do it on.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to shitpost here. They'll find somewhere to shitpost.
Yeah, we have that on Fluffy Community now. Even as cleaned up as the site is, I've spotted a motherfucker or two doing it there. Like, I'm not going to name no names, but we all know what I'm talking about.
Isn't it that one guy who ERPs as like a Kaiser or something?
No.
I know we weren't going to name names, but I think that guy's funny.
But no, like, it's just going to be a symptom of it on the internet. You know, internet anonymity offers people a lot of like chances to do dumb shit and fuck around.
Yeah.
So I definitely do like how the site has kind of calmed the fuck down in terms of that though. Like, I'm not saying it needs more moderation or anything. Where it's at right now seems to be pretty good, where it's just the occasional, you know, mod steps in, slaps the shit out of the kids arguing and says, hey, would y'all two knock it off?
Yeah, when it comes to moderation, there's actually, I think, one slot open right now. They're currently debating about who's going to fill it. They found a pretty perfect amount of mods to cover a lot of time zones, to make sure that there's not too many cooks in the kitchen. And one of them has been filled by by someone who when it comes to this person getting this mod position, it was really a matter of when, not if. And I'm very happy about this decision. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't think I have the liberty to talk about it in such a public space. So I'm gonna respect the actual staffers with that one. But that one, bravo. That one was a top-notch pick. So yeah, the site is still in good hands. And then for the second slot, I don't know if they're gonna fill it. I don't know if they're gonna try to find another guy. I would say best to leave it empty if you can't find a good guy for it. Don't try to make a square fit a round hole, or vice versa.
Yeah, I find like the biggest quality for a mod is not necessarily patience. It is knowing when to cut off patience.
Yes.
It's like you can have your patience up to a point, but then you need to know when the cutoff line is. Just be like, oh, okay, you need to just shut the fuck up for 24 hours. This is just needing to come to an end right now.
Really, that especially when we're working with something as like, I guess, grimdark and mature.
As volatile.
As volatile as Fluffy Ponies, where the argument, dude, it's fucking Fluffy Ponies, we're all having a gas. That argument is legitimate in a lot of spaces, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that some good lines have been drawn. A good example is that the concept of shit edits is all but gone. I had to actually explain to Super Wiener what a shit edit was, although I don't...
Like, a part of me pines for the days when that was still a thing, but part of me understands why it had to die.
Yeah. I mean,
shit edits were fun when they were done right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, people turn it into spiteful shit to hurt the other guy, as opposed to like, literally a mimetic. I'm gonna take what you've done and tweak it a little bit. You know, that's content, baby.
Not even when it was like all in good fun. When it was the occasional spiteful shit, but it was actually like a good joke.
Yeah,
Those were still good.
Yes.
A good example was the Templar and that one. I don't know who the user was. But they ended up making a like crayon-ish style drawing, basically showing how there's basically like an alicorn and it's full. I can't remember what they're talking about, but basically it explains that basically they managed to survive the apocalypse and not the humans. And Templar's like, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I do remember that.
He comes back and has like the knight just like starts stabbing the fuck out of it, and then the guy comes back, and then it's basically like they were doing like a panel each, and they were just going to war with each other.
Yeah, dueling comics and shit like that. That was the kind of stuff where I was like, no, I want to see you two hate fuck each other into a coma. Let's go.
That sounds tight. Fuck.
It was funny as hell.
People just being like, no, my canon's the real canon, and then they draw out like 3 pages of shit and throw it on the front page. Fuck you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, the hyper abuser and the one basically making the Fluffy like a fucking pony god or some shit.
Oh, it was so much fun. I pine for those days of shit edits, but again, there was too many people that would get petty and spiteful with it, like you said, so that has to go. People can't be trusted to play with the toys properly.
Exactly. One kid shit in the ball pit or pissed in the ball pit. Is DashCon still public knowledge? Like, do people of the internet, like the now 18-year-olds, are they aware of what DashCon was?
Probably
I hope
not.
they do.
Unless you're like a fucking brony or some shit.
Hey, Papa Funk.
What's happening?
It's certainly happening, let me tell you. We're talking about...
refuse-
Yeah?
I heard about DashCon. I was gonna say I refuse to believe like people don't know about DashCon. Like that was everywhere for a while. Like
they don't know DashCon, but they do know the fucking ball pit.
Yep.
Yeah, the ball pit definitely
They
carried
don't
over.
actually know where it came from. But they do know about pissing in the ball pit.
Pissing in the ball...
Well,
pissed in
like
the ball
a Tumblr convention sounds like a wow, who gives a shit? The convention.
I heard this was back when Tumblr was like popular too. Like this was like when Tumblr
Yeah,
was
but
like...
even then, like, Tumblr is a social media thing. That's like saying I'm going to the Facebook convention. Like, what the fuck are you going to do there, asshole? Look at family photos for some other person?
okay, funny enough, like that's okay. That's what I love about it because like you can hear a lot of this by watching the Internet Historian video about it. But literally, like they were just going to call it TumblrCon, and then they were like, "Guys, you don't own Tumblr. You can't call it TumblrCon." And these people were like, "Oh, I don't know why that's a problem." So they call it Dash because your Tumblr thing is a dashboard.
Yeah.
And this was when was DashCon? This was
2014. That's when
2014.
Yeah.
So that's like the height of Tumblr popularity.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
all the super hulak horse shit where it was just all a bunch of like, and I'm going to say this, and you know what, you guys can shame me if you want to. It was all a bunch of fat girls looking for like British dudes, and it's the same way, you know, like I'm a fat guy looking for anime chicks. It's like it's just a fat.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it to be derogatory to them. I'm more derogatory about
like
them
once
looking
you
for
said that, I started thinking back on it, and like, yeah, that actually is kind of right. There was a lot of British dudes being shared around on there back then.
That's it, because everybody was after
Doctor Who was like super fucking popular.
Yeah, because that David Tennant fellow, oh my god, isn't he a dreamboat, let me tell you.
It's David Tennant, Bandersnatch Cumberbund, and
Oh, Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbuckets,
Yeah,
yeah. Does everyone have a joke for his name?
Benedict
don't,
Cumbersnatch is my favorite one, because that one's like, you gotta say it quick.
my favorite's always been the Bandersnatch Cumberbund, so that's what I always go with. But like, no, like, yeah, that shit was like wild with how many people were on there and just like getting there, like how these, because I was on Tumblr fairly decently for a while, because for a while it was kind of like my go-to for creative shit, posting drawings and shit, because everybody I knew had one, you know, like Anubis had one, like Tiggly had one, so we all kind of kept up with each other, and I still kind of keep up with them on there. But then it was like just one day, you know, I think it was when they sold it, and they were like, "Hey guys, you can't post titties on
That was
Tumblr anymore.
that was late 2018. Yep.
And then everybody was just
Then
like,
the
well,
site died.
the site just died. And what's funny is like the algorithm they were using for that shit was ridiculous because I looked and like a long time ago when Bowsette kind of came on the scene, I drew a Bowsette and it was basically all it was, and it looks really shitty. I look at it now and I'm like, oh my god, you're fucking terrible. It was just Bowsette in swimsuit in the lava fighting Mario. That was it. Nothing super suggestive, anything like that. I was like, okay, this is cool. They didn't flag it, but they like flagged a Chun-Li picture I posted, and I was like, what the fuck? Like Chun-Li's fully dressed, Bowsette's in a goddamn bikini top. What makes sense about this?
She's Asian. That's why it's different.
Also,
It's
I'm sorry, I
gotta
just
be.
gotta address something real quick. Is that the Jingles or is there another Jingle?
There's another Jingles that has entered the arena some time
Okay.
ago.
Oh,
Just
so
double checking that.
Jingles too.
Virgil was like, Andy, look, it's Jingles. And I was like, have you shot Black Death? and he goes, pardon? Excuse want to run that by me again,
Okay.
Chief? And I was like, it's not him.
Yeah, if you don't remember that, I shot Black Death.
I shot Black Death!
God almighty, just old
Yeah, I was
Jingles.
kind of tripping for a minute. I looked over there in the chat, and it's like, how'd you know I was Jingles? And like, did you come out of hiding after all these years, boy?
I gotta get every week it's another Mickey
Get your
Mouse
ass
picture, I
back in our
swear.
fucking Discord, motherfucker.
We got this
Boy,
fucking liquid Jingles over here.
Jingles 2, the sequel.
Here, let's get him in and just truss him up like old Jingles. We'll pretend like nothing's different.
Put on the Mickey Mouse suit. Do it. Put on the ears.
Jingles, how's your sister doing? She's still really into the Holocaust train?
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
still taking selfies in front of the Holocaust train, man.
Oh my
Is it
god.
still a thing?
That dude, you know what? That's super relevant right now to get her banned in the state of Tennessee because we all know the Holocaust didn't exist.
Oh my god,
This is true.
please.
Yeah, that was a bit of news I sent Funk earlier.
Yeah,
Whoopi Goldberg's a quasi denier.
like she's a roundabout denier. She's not really. She didn't come up and say the Holocaust didn't exist. She's like, well, I mean, if you think about it, kind of, maybe, sort of. I mean, you look at it, then where are the Jews? And
When the
you're just like,
racism thing is
In the
is
sky,
two white
Whoopi.
people hurting white people. I'm like, Whoopi, you can't say that shit on live TV, bitch.
Whoopie, damn, your career went really downhill after Sister Act 2, didn't it? I'm sorry, girl. No, I don't know. I'm referring to if people haven't read it, you know, there's like the fact that the book Moss has been banned in state Tennessee libraries, like school libraries, and I'm just sitting here like, really? Why haven't y'all like? I don't know. Fucking Tennessee, y'all like. Y'all act like y'all a big state, but seriously, y'all just like fucking
Discount Kentucky.
pretty much. Well, not,
It's
not even that.
true, but supposedly the real reason they taking it off of school recommendations isn't because the Holocaust shit, but
Mhm.
because it has swearing in it.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I've
That-
heard.
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
that,
But the
I don't-
swearing
look.
thing is like super minimal in comparison to, you know, the fucking Holocaust.
It's also got mouse tits in it. Christ alive.
well, it's not even mouse tits. It's literally like there's one panel in the whole goddamn book, and the panel is about as big as like half of a note card, and it's like
I'm not keeping this
okay. So
I'll get it up.
basically-
I'm looking it up.
basically, what you know, there's a scene in it. For those who don't know what Mouse is about a guy who's getting his father's recollection of surviving the Holocaust. Like, and what I really enjoy about this book is you never actually like anybody in this book. It's an amazing book, and like you feel for these people and you want them to like get out of there, but you never like any of these people. Like a lot of them are just shitty people. But
Everyone's just doing what they can.
Yep.
that's it.
Even
Like his
the
dad- even like his dad, who is for the most part the protagonist of this, is kind of a shitty person. Like for the most part, he seems all right, but then there's like a part in book 2 where he literally like about has a damn stroke because they pick up a black guy hitchhiking, and he just called him all kind of horrible shit. And we're like, dude, you survived the not the Holocaust. That sounds fun, actually. The Holocaust. He's like, you survived the Holocaust. Why would you be racist to anybody? You literally watch people get murdered because they were the same religion as you. Like, you know what it feels like to go through that. Why would you be racist? And he's just mad because he thinks the black guy stole his groceries. But like, no, Miles' story, like I said, of a son retelling his father's escaped from Germany. He was a Jew in Germany at the time. Like all the shit that went down. And at one point, they talk about it a little bit. The author's mother and our protagonist's wife kills herself in '68 because she had a myriad of like mental health issues. You know, this is 1968, where you just got a cup of cheer up, bitch, if you know, at best. So she killed herself, and he made a comic about it, where basically he let out his emotions about it. He was like, "Look, he's like, my mom killed herself, and I feel like I'm the one who died because basically everybody says it's my fault because I was a bad son." And there's like one little page, like seriously, it's about like a 3x3 little piece of panel where she's dead in the bathtub. That's it. That's all the titties in there. It's not even like sexual titty. It's just anatomical. Because you know what? Women have tits. It's just we all have tits.
No.
What makes us a male? Otherwise, we'd be lizards.
I ain't no
I don't
fucking
wanna be a
lizard.
I don't want to be a lizard. If I was a lizard, I mean, I got to lay eggs and I'd have a cloaca. I don't want a cloaca.
Nah, nobody wants the cloaca.
I don't want the
If
double
I had-
penis.
If I had a cloaca,
just-
you know what? I'd hide shit in there.
I just want the smooth brain. Give me the smooth brain.
I gotta get
Please.
hide shit in your cloaca, develop a CTI, cloaca tract infection.
It's like, what have you been doing? Well, I put my lunch in there and I took it out for work. Forgot the fucking sauce packet in there, and well, sriracha everywhere, Doc. It was terrible.
You should have seen it when the packet burst.
Hey, shit, Doc. It was like
goddamn backflip.
I was shitting red fire for a little bit, Doc. It was pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, in light of them banning that shit, they were talking about that on The View, and then apparently Whoopi come out and said some stupid shit. Now she has been let go from the show, so
Oh my god. What, The View?
yeah.
Yeah. She's
been given a temporary leave of absence, which is, you know, the usual celebrity thing of, take 2 weeks off until it blows over.
Ah, Chihuahua.
Yeah.
It's one of those fun things where it's like The View is literally nothing but just, you know, a bunch of women whose careers went like in the toilet just bullshitting for 2 hours. It's like, how do you fuck that up? It's like, just get on here and I don't know, fucking talk about how menopause ruined your career and not the fact you were in shitty movies. Well, menopause ruined my career because I stopped being hot, not the fact that I was in Sister Act 3, bringing back the act. I was in Sister Act 4, you know, kicking the habit, you know.
Sister Act 7, Kill la Kill.
Sister Act 7, where are the bodies? Sister Act 8,
Here's my question.
what you got?
Was Whoopi Goldberg ever hot?
Was Whoopi Goldberg ever hot? Let's look at a picture of young Whoopi
Was
Goldberg.
that ever a question? Were people trying to, like, say Whoopi Goldberg was super fuckable or something?
She's kind of
I
cute.
just
She's kind of cute. Young Whoopi Goldberg, kind of cute.
But
I
what's
don't
up?
know.
Was she hot?
Look, all I'm
Whoopi
saying,
Goldberg's also, like, always had that matronly energy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I feel like. She's more just like eternal mom energy with this chick.
Yeah.
Let's get a picture of Whoopi Goldberg up on stream. Let the peanut gallery decide.
Like, even young Whoopi Goldberg and shit, like, she kind of just feels like a mom.
Yeah, she's got big mom energy.
I like the Whoopi Goldberg when I Google her name is just, why does Whoopi Goldberg have no eyebrows?
Does she have no eyebrows? Oh my
She
god,
has
what the
no-
fuck? She doesn't have eyebrows.
She shaves them, apparently.
She's just got flesh. I think that's young Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah.
We can't tell. She's kind of ageless. She's either like she's 40 or
A little
22.
more older.
I have this image of Whoopi Goldberg in my head, and I think it's her from like the 90s with the dark black dreads. But I'm seeing some other pictures of her where she looks like she just got carved out of a tree. So I'm just like, oh, what the hell? Oh, I think that was a role she was doing.
Like, she just got carved out of a tree. That's
totally off topic, but
Yeah.
I have just been bamboozled.
By whom? Whoopi Goldberg?
I've been fucking had by the thrift store.
What
God
are they?
damn it, who got you?
Yeah.
You can't trust a thrift store.
I bought a set of 4 coasters.
Okay.
2 of them are fucking tiles.
Oh, wait, you bought 4 tiles instead of coasters?
Wow.
I
They
bought-
touch the coasters with floor tiles.
2 fucking coasters and 2 floor tiles. This is bullshit. Although it's a nice tile, but it's not a fucking coaster.
You know what I would do?
Put them in your floor.
I would return them to the place with a little note on it that says, "Nice try, not a coaster though."
That's
Man,
amazing.
they were $1.99. I don't think I'm gonna return them.
Didn't the dad and mouse try to return used cereal?
He did. Like, there's actually a scene where they're like they're leaving like the little Boca, wherever the hell he was, and he's like takes all his groceries that he hasn't eaten, boxes them up like they're brand new, and then takes them back to the grocery store, and then successfully returns them because he starts screaming at the manager and telling him what it was like in the concentration camps. And I was just like, Jesus.
Christ alive.
Seems
Yeah, like I said, you never really like this guy. Like you want to hear his story and you don't want him to die in the Holocaust, but otherwise than that, you're kind of like, Jesus, I would not hang out with you at all. I'm sorry.
Or how about what was it? How about the fact that he was cheating on his girlfriend with the mouse tits lady?
Pretty much.
And, yeah.
There's a line that the author says in here, and it's very true. Where he's starting to write the book, and then he goes home and he's talking to his wife, and he's like, I don't know if I could publish this because everything he says just makes him sound like the character of the miserly Jew. And I was like, holy fuck, really he does. Like his dude sounds like a stereotype. So, like it's an amazing series. Graphic novels. It's like 2 graphic novels. I highly recommend anybody read them. You'll feel very weird after.
I know it's won a lot of awards.
Oh, dude, like it's. Let me get the list of awards. Just got
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me.
Highly recommended comic for decades.
Yeah.
Let me get.
I got the Wikipedia here. Let's see here.
You know what's happened? What if this was all just some kind of fucking ploy to get more attention to Mouse? You know?
You know what? Well, considering that Mouse 2 literally starts off with the author being pissed off that people are trying to get him to merchandise Mouse, I don't know.
All right, so that's what the covers look like. So if you're ever seeing your local bookstore or discount clothing store, now you know what to look for.
I actually found my copy at the local thrift store. I went in there, we've been talking about it. I walked in, was looking through the books, and there was a damn near brand new copy of Mouse 1. So I got to find number 2, but okay, here we go.
I think I stole my copies from my middle school.
Okay, so it got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see, it was nominated for 13 awards, won 11 of those. Let's see, 86 got the National Book Critics Circle nominated it for biography. Let's see, President's Magazine gave it the H. Caviar Book Award for fiction, and it won. Christian Testimony gave it something. It's French because his wife is French. Let's see, Best Foreign Album, won Foreign Album Special Prize, National Book Critics Circle Award. Won a Pulitzer Prize for Special Awards and Citations Letters. Jesus Christ, why are y'all texting me? It won an Eisner Award, for the reprint of Mouse 2. Because Mouse 1 is very rough because it's all they, spoiler alert, go to Auschwitz. But book 2 is just goddamn.
Auschwitz.
Yeah. And it's like the funny part is, like, when they get there, like they're being driven into Auschwitz and they're driving by and there's like a little mouse out there with a camera taking a fucking selfie. So I was not ready for that. So
what were those books? Wait.
Yep, Jingle's sister was canon. She's been a time traveler.
Fucking, Jingle's sister's canon, because if we haven't said enough, if you're new, if this is your first time, whatever, Jingles' sister went to Auschwitz and took a selfie in front of one of the cars that they kept like Jews in. So have fun with that.
And
Didn't
then when she
realize
got
what
home,
the car was until later. Yeah.
Then
Didn't
came
realize it
home and Jingles is like, "Did you take a selfie in front of a Holocaust train? Well, how was I supposed to know?" She said.
We were at fucking Auschwitz. What did you think the train was there for?
God almighty, that's
Oh my god.
that's like if I went to Auschwitz, I took a picture, like a selfie in front of the oven, and just said, "Yo, can't wait to break some bread."
Hell
And
yeah,
just like,
dude.
Hell yeah,
Like,
baking all the bread. I would rightfully be like canceled off of everything.
That's like you have reserved your parking spot in hell.
That's it. Hey, God almighty. I've had to think sometimes like how surreal my life has been. Like so, like my life was surreal beforehand, but then like I met all you guys. Like my life just got kind of to a point where I'm like, people probably think I'm some kind of weird fictional character.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I tried telling people in my life about you, and they don't believe me that you're real. They think I'm making you up.
That sounds about right.
I've had people question the validity of some of your stories. Like,
I get
"You
that a
sure
lot
this
myself.
Punkshire dude isn't just embellishing shit. Like, I don't know, he might be.
The only thing I embellish is like my ability to tell the story. That's it. Because if I don't tell it good, because that's the one problem I have streaming sometimes, is like if I'm busy doing something, like if I'm playing a game while I'm trying to tell a story, sometimes I don't have the same flourish to a story as normal, and I feel bad about that because I'm like, you guys deserve like the best version of this here, but sometimes I can't. I'm bad at multitasking sometimes. But I don't really embellish like the actual content. I just embellish like telling it because that's just who I am as a person.
Mhm.
I got a talking point here that I think Funk might find it interesting. Funk, are you familiar with Loungefly?
I'm not actually.
Okay, never mind.
I am.
Oh, all right, Kibbles, tell me about how ugly Loungefly is. Someone suggested that we talk about how ugly Loungefly products are. I've got them up on
Okay,
screen
so-
here. I'm not fond of them.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I bought my girlfriend
Oh no.
a $80 Loungefly backpack
Well, which one
because she
was it?
liked it. It was the Sirens from Hercules.
What the fuck? Oh, this is grown ass
Wait,
people Disney shit.
do you mean the Fates or Loungefly? You mean the
Bro, I'm
Muse?
sorry,
Wait,
this
what
is
are
like-
they?
The
This is
Muses,
not
sorry, the
made-
Muses.
Ah, the Muses. I was about to say.
This is not made for children, is it?
Okay, this is actually okay. That's actually kind of cool though. That one's actually like. All right, this one's actually
so-
kind of nice.
When she would come over, right, she would always bring a little bag full of things. But she sent me a picture one day, just kind of out of the blue, and said, "This is cute," and then that was it. That was the end of it. And then Christmas rolls around. I'm like, I like this chick. I'm gonna get her something nice. And I'm going through the shit that she's like sent me one time with "This is cute," and then never talked about it again. And I saw that and I was like, she's always got one of those little bags. She would use this. Yeah, that's the one.
It looks really nice actually. It looks like almost like real leather, and it's really
It's not.
stylized. It looks like compared to like the
It's
fucking
absolutely.
compared to the other fucking cotton candy selection they got here on Google Images. This is like the best looking one they got.
Yeah, it's just
Nah.
a little backpack.
I'm sitting here looking through a lot of these, and like, man, a lot of these have the most basic bitch designs ever, and then a lot of these are way too extra.
Oh yeah, like
Like,
the one
there's no happy medium hardly.
the one that I like that looks kind of like it's got a fairly decent medium is the Star Wars backpack. Like,
Which
okay, I
one?
can kind of like that. It's like they're going into hyperdrive, then like the straps have the scroll on it.
Oh, I see this. Is it the black with the white stripes?
Mhm.
I like this one. I like this one a lot, actually. They got one that just says Mustafar.
I do want to say though that until about 3 minutes ago, I did not know it was pronounced Loungefly.
I don't know how it's pronounced, actually, if it's something else.
I thought it was Longefly, like Italian.
What the fuck?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't usually buy like women's, girls, chicks kind of shit.
Bruh, didn't you have the reading program with the little monkey and the snare drums?
Oh, hooked on monkey phonics? I
That's
did,
one.
but the monkey.
My monkey
We had to
died.
get rid of the monkey. We had to get rid of
Yeah.
the monkey.
It was too distracting, eh?
I had
Okay, yeah.
I had Between the Lions. That was my big educational entertainment. Did you guys do Between the Lions, or was that like a little too late for you guys?
I vaguely remember In Between the Lions, but I am a little too old for that one.
Closest thing I can remember is they had us with like hooked on phonics or some shit. That and making us watch Sesame Street when we were really, really little.
I never got forced to watch Sesame Street.
I
was
like
watching-
Sesame Street.
I did
Yeah.
too when I was little.
Sesame Street's
We-
fire, man.
We used to get a lot of Reading Rainbow. Like that was my jam as a kid.
That was,
Yeah.
They played that a lot too.
I always got scared by reading Rainbow. I always felt like he was too good at reading the stories and he'd get really intense, and I'd be like, this is too much!
Jordan the
Funny-
Forge is the page master.
Funny enough, here's some deep funk lore. Reading Rainbow is like where I first started like reading stories to people, because I learned how to read pretty early, and would just like read books to people who wanted me to read them to them. So it's kind of like where I got my enjoyment from telling stories. So I was just like, hey, this is cool. And then got in my head like, I'm gonna be reading Rainbow one day. No, go ahead.
Yeah, something similar happened to me in school. By 5th grade, I already had a college reading level.
Mhm.
I used to think that was an achievement until I actually went to New Mexican College. Good God, we are a bunch of stupid fucking knuckle dragging rejects. There's like, in one of my, not the beginning English, this is my second English class. This is the more advanced English. The teacher had us write down 10 words. One was like recommend, another was surprise and surprised, because for some reason they decided to spell surprise and surprise with an S and a Z separately, which is retarded and causes confusion. There's basically a lot of these words that people tend to make mistakes on, like separate as well.
Mm.
He says, okay, well, if you guys could make it through this, we'll move on to another set of words. An entire semester, most people got it, but we always had 1, 2, or maybe 3 that would miss 1 or 2 words. So we never moved on to the other fucking words. That he do is this exercise every single beginning of class. So yeah,
God.
I do not take pride in having a college level reading level anymore. Ever since I went to fucking college.
College level reading is only impressive when you're up to a certain age anyway, you know? Once you get to college age, it's just, hey, you can read. Congrats.
That was it.
Imagine half the fuckers I went with couldn't fucking read at a college level, so.
I got
That-
into reading because of comic books. That's what fucking got me into that shit.
Which
I
is,
feel you.
it's valid.
Like Calvin
That's what
Hobbes
you
is
get.
what I read for a long time, like up until
Oh,
I could actually
fuck
read
yeah.
books.
I used to actually read and draw Garfield a lot when I was really, really little.
Same.
That's kind of why, like, a lot of people are like, hey, your photo's kind of like Garfield. I'm like, yeah, because I'm basically just editing the fucking Garfield photos. It's very fucking similar. But, yeah, I'm mainly Garfield, DC Comics, Marvel Comics, a bunch of Image. I really fucking loved Spawn in the 90s, like a bunch of edgy boys. And that's what helped me learn a lot of shit. It's from reading comics. And also how I learned to draw, because I used to actually trace before I drew shit on my own. I was like, I eventually ran out of poses to trace, and I said, well, how do I make shit on my own? I started asking my mom to buy me books to learn how to draw myself. Because none of my art teachers were teaching me. They're doing like paints and fucking clay, paper mache. I didn't get any actual traditional training until fucking college. And by then, I was severely behind.
See, I got lucky in art class whenever I started switching over to that from music class in high school and shit. Whenever I switched over there, my teacher was like, oh, what are you drawing? Anime stuff? Let's see. Yeah, fuck it, good enough. You can do whatever you want in here.
Yeah, here's
I
a
wish my
fun
teacher been
figure
like that.
drawing.
Curriculum.
One of my
It's-
teachers like actively hated me.
Started drawing that.
The other one was over here like busy becoming a blue dot on a map because he's chatting up 13-year-olds on AOL. So I was like, oh yeah, I got a great art education.
And
I-
all the art classes was like fucking a daycare class, essentially. It's like you're too stupid to do anything else. Sit here and color, faggot.
Nah,
Damn
a
it,
lot
I
of
did.
our-
You're good. It
a
happens. You
lot
get
of
your
ours was
one.
just, like art history and shit.
You know, it's weird because like people always talk about being like awkward in high school, and I was awkward in high school, but it never bothered me because I just kept to myself. Being awkward didn't bother me until I got to college, and I realized like college was not what they made it out to be. Where I was thinking like, when I got to college, like, oh, everybody's gonna be all mature and shit, and like we're gonna be tough. No, it's the same thing, but you know that the girl who's like bragging too much all the time, or like just basically being a bitch about everything, you know she's there just because she's sucking the professor's dick legally now. So you don't have to worry about the whole like, well, I could report you and get you in trouble because you're 16 and he's 44 with a mortgage. But yeah, you can't do that in college because everybody's just like, all right, good on him, getting that 19-year-old strange. And I'm just like, this whole place is just weird. Everybody hates me for some reason. It's like everything's very expensive, and they're all mad because apparently reading the Drit series is a bad thing to do on your break.
I got into a couple disagreements at college with some of my peers. That was only because fucking I was in a bit of a competitive field. I was in film. Didn't you do film too, Funk?
No, I was going to be a history major. I was going to teach.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I went to good old MSU on a mountain overlooking the New York City skyline in New Jersey, and yeah, they didn't like me there. My peers were not fond of me.
I went to USM and it was in a ditch in Mississippi, so you know what? Total opposite.
From the bottom to the top, yeah.
Exactly. Like, now USM sucked too.
Vocational school.
See, I went to junior college, and junior college was a great idea because it let me get my foreign language out of the way. Because to teach in Mississippi, for some reason, you have to have 4 semesters of a foreign language. So I had to take that. I took Spanish.
Can you speak Spanish?
I can understand it better than I can speak it because I haven't used it in a long while. Because when I started working for Lowe's, they were like, "Oh, Funk, you speak Spanish?" I was like, "Yeah, I heard you guys pay more if you speak Spanish." Well, we really appreciate it. I was like, "Well, if you pay me more, well, I mean, we'll appreciate it." Well, then I don't speak Spanish.
I'm not going to speak a goddamn lick of Spanish until you pay me more.
You know what?
I'm-
Bonjour.
Is that bonjour, senor?
Como esta?
I speak
You could have
Spanish
hit
to
them
the
with a good
point.
old sayonara, but they'd have probably thought that was Spanish.
Sayonara, hombre.
That's
Yeah.
Japanese for go die.
That's Japanese for go fuck yourself. I speak Spanish to the point that sometimes I accidentally speak it, not realizing what I'm saying. Where one, I realize what I'm saying, but I don't realize I'm doing it. Like, I would walk up to customers sometimes and be like, "Puedo darle ale hoy," which "Puedo darle ale hoy," which basically means like, "Can I help you today?" And one guy looked at me. He kind of took back and he looked at me because he's not expecting the giant redneck to speak a lick of Spanish. And he just says to me, he goes, "That's." I was like, muy mal. He's like, es bueno, and then just walks off. From
Yeah.
me. I was like, all right, I think I did all right.
That's you get that a lot. You walk up, you're like, "Oh, Normie, que pedo, wey? Habla español? No, se mal. Es bueno, Ancho. Es muy bien, Ancho." That was my nickname, by the way, at my pizza place, Ancho. You know what that's Spanish for? Wide.
I don't know.
It's
you know
Spanish for wide.
That would have been my second guess. I was going to say short, but you know what?
You know what? I'll take Ancho over Biggin any day.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call me Grande in the fucking sweatshop. I used to work. The tallest motherfucker there in the Spanish. He's like, "Oh, hello, Grande. Tommy.
Why does every Mexican worker have the same voice?
It's true.
Because racism.
I know.
It's just how they speak. I don't know why. It's not being racist. I'm Hispanic.
Yeah.
I admit, even when I do Spanish words, I like.
You tend to get more nasally with it.
Yeah, I definitely get that tone, like Encanto, like the title of this thing. I should say Encanto, but I go Encanto. It's fucking weird. You speak differently when you speak Spanish.
Yeah, it uses more of the palate to speak than it does the throat.
I tried speaking Spanish with someone, Clock, who is from Panama. I tried speaking some of my Mexican learned Spanish to him, and he just goes, "You take that Mexican slang bullshit far away from me. I don't want to hear that again." Because apparently Mexican Spanish is a completely different language from the rest of the Spanish world.
It's the same as if we
Bro,
went
welcome to
English.
Spanish 101.
Yeah, like that's the first thing they teach you is like what. Like when I was in high school, they teach you Castilian Spanish, which is spoken by a very small population in Spain. It's not even like the main language of Spain, the fucking motherland. and they're like, "You're gonna learn this, and like you're gonna sound very proper." Because my buddy Juan, I went to high school with. I'd practice shit with him, and he would look at me. He goes, "You know what you sound like?" I was like, "What?" He said, "You sound like a British lord," or his word, "You sound like a knight, motherfucker." I was like, "What?" You know, like a knight. I was like, like a British lord or what? He's like, "Yeah, like a knight, motherfucker." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Also, it is also proven that everybody speaks different languages differently. Like if you speak a different language, because I sound really weird when I speak Japanese because my voice gets deeper.
Yeah. Well, it's same when I speak French a lot. It'll be like bonjour, ça va. I hit those low notes. It just comes naturally to me. I want to speak lower, but when I speak English, it comes out a lot higher. I think that's because my mother taught me English, and she has a very high voice.
Mr. Sagaraba always like deepened his voice when he would speak Japanese. He was the one teaching me, so I'd be like, he would be coming in and be like, "Konnichiwa, funk desu," and come out just weird like that.
Funk desu.
Funk desu, which is like I'm bad about. I would pop into calls when we had Skype for forever. I would just pop in and remember, like, "Who's the funk desu?" Ta-da! And just see what happened. Everybody's like, "Fucking weeb."
Baka mitai.
I mean, hell, I've had people call me before. Y'all have heard me answer telemarketers going mushy mushy menthol days.
I love it. Dude, that's like my favorite. That's my favorite menthol character arc. It's how you say mochi mochi. I don't know what it is, man. Also, I'm giving you cursed menthol lips in this menthol PogChamp picture here. Menthol with lips isn't real. Menthol with lips can't hurt you.
Also, I forgot to mention my recent arc of shenaniganry.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that? You want to talk about your run-in with the popo?
Oh no, I wasn't even talking about the running with the popo. Fuck
Okay.
That's some old lame shit. Like they caught me on a fucking ticket where I didn't have any fucking insurance. Big deal. And you got better shit to do in my town, I guess. 70,000 people and ain't nobody fucking up worse than me with no insurance.
No, what's the current arc?
No, the current arc is anytime somebody calls to sell me some shit. All right, I tell you what, I'm interested. I got my card right here in my hand. You got to beat me in a game of Strive before I'm buying anything. Let's go. No, sir, I'm just trying to sell you some solar panels if you're interested. I am interested, but you got to whoop my ass in a game of Strive before I'm buying shit. Come on, come get pot bustered. Let's go.
Isn't this the plot of like a Yu-Gi-Oh season where the only way to get things done is by like playing duel monsters against each other?
It's like, who's taking out the trash? Prepare to duel, bitch.
About to send your ass to the dumpster realm. It's time to duel.
2 hours later, the garbage smells. One of you fuckers take it out. I'm about to send this bitch to the shadow realm, Mom.
He's Timmy's
Don't
playing a
worry,
stall
he will be
deck.
taking up the trash soon enough in hell. As soon as I summon my Felgren dragon in attack mode.
Mom, I've got 4 pieces of Exodia. Calm down.
All right.
I can't get my draw engine going, Mom. You don't understand.
Mom, you don't understand. I got my Buster Blader on the field, and I got all these dead dragons. Leave me alone, Mom.
I have untapped lands, Mom.
Mom, Mr. Tap is mana. Now I can't pause it, Mom. It's fucking online.
I still think my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh parody in recent years has got to be that Meat Canyon one, where he just
Okay.
rails on Joey for like a minute about your sister's blind as fuck and there's nothing you can do about it and it's all your fault.
Oh my
That shit's
god.
He's like, yes, your sister will forever wander in the darkness of being blind because you
She is
failed
lost
her,
in
Joey,
darkness,
with
Joey, forevermore. And it's all your fault.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding, Joey. Of course I'll pay for your sister's surgery.
Really, Yugs? That's great.
Ha! You've activated my sarcasm trap card, Joey, you fool.
You know, what I really want to see, like, as you know, Yu-Gi-Oh anime got really popular. I was always hoping that Wizards of the Coast would be like, let's make a magic anime, and it's just like a bunch of like fat dudes like getting really sweaty, going, I tap for 2 mana, I tap out ass, and that would be like the whole thing.
Dude, you know what the eye catch for that magic anime would be, right?
What would it be?
It's just a different butt crack with Homeboy praying next to it every single eye catch.
Dude, didn't he get banned?
He got banned like from
got
like.
banned.
He got unbanned and then banned again and then unbanned.
Are
What
you
an
talking about the ass crack bandit of magic?
Yes.
Yes.
My man over here praying for somebody to give these people a belt.
Just sitting looking at him and just like, dude, I have never been one to say this lightly. That's real king shit right there.
All right, I've got Pog Menthol completed. Pog Menthol. Fuck me, dude. All right, let me see here. Let me see. Cursed menthol lips. Billy, how was the con today? Billy went to a con today, everybody. Congratulate him.
Did you-
Congratulations.
Did you get an 8-ball from Jake the Snake?
You should have.
I think Bill had to step away for a moment.
No, Billy's kill.
Yeah, Billy's dead. Forget Billy. Billy's dead. Talk about comic books in general. Do it. All right, we'll do that when Billy gets back, because Billy's the comic expert. What else we got here? So, you guys know what hydrophobia is?
Oh yeah.
Fear of water.
Yeah, but you know, like it's actually a disease. It's got a more common name. It's called rabies. I just thought that was interesting. I wrote this down in talking points, thinking that would be like a bigger discussion.
Did not realize that rabies came with that whole caveat.
Yeah,
does.
Basically the reason the mouth frothing occurs in rabies is because your body reacts negatively to water in the mouth, I think, or something, and doesn't want to swallow it. So just
hydrophobia.
Yeah, hydrophobia. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a video of a guy out there, like, he possibly has rabies is the way they put him, and basically they try to get him to drink some water, and his arm literally starts trembling hard enough he can't get the glass to his lips. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you about my adventure
And
to the
Rock
Deadlands, known as North Jersey.
Please do.
and Rockaway, New Jersey.
Rockaway, New Jersey.
There's a place
Yeah.
between heaven and hell. Don't need a map. Just follow the smell.
Did you get bit?
Did not get bit. I'm good.
Take me down to the Jersey City where the people are nasty and the air is gritty. I don't know. I had better lyrics,
piss.
but I forgot them.
You get groped and fondled, Billy.
I got up there just fine. It took me 3 hours to get there, 3 hours to get back.
Christ alive, dude. I don't know, like, and it was just in the Rockaway Mall, like, right? Like, it wasn't anywhere crazy.
Yeah, it was in the mall. I had to go through the Macy's, including the perfume department.
Oh, that's the fucking worst, dude.
No, it was good. I had a lot of fun. Got all my books signed except one, and Jake. I didn't get my Jake the Snake photo though.
Didn't he like just show up or something, or like?
He was also charging $50 for a photo.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm like, listen, you're charging me $50 and you won't even put me in a headlock. I ain't doing it. Sorry.
Who did you ask about the headlock? Like, when did the headlock question get? All right, so okay, so logically, if there's a headlock deny answer, there had to be a headlock question. To whom did you pop this question to?
I'm like, can I get a picture of you holding me into a headlock? It's like, nah.
You actually Snake and
I went up to him and I'm like, excuse me, Mr. the Snake. Can you
Mr. the Snake, not Mr. Robert.
Funny enough, his last name's not even Roberts. It's his real name is Aurelian Smith.
Yeah, it was just like, Mr. the Snake, excuse me, sir, but could I get a photo of you getting me in a headlock? My friends would love it. He said no because of COVID and he didn't want to get too close. And I'm like, well, that defeats the entire purpose of the photo, isn't it?
Oh, you ain't getting $50 then, dude. Sorry.
Yeah. He was signing his new WWE figure, though. Because of course he was. That's liquid gold.
Is it a nice figure though?
You know how the Star Wars like Black Series action figures out right now?
No, I'm not familiar.
I know the ones you're talking about.
It's that kind of quality, mental.
Yeah. It's
It's pretty high quality.
It's a 7 out of 10 sculpt. As far as the articulation goes, it's like a 4 out of 10.
But
the real question is, can it squat?
Yes.
Yeah, they can squat.
Yes. They can pick things up and put them down. They don't have the amazing backflip action like the old ones did. But
Damn shame that.
damn shame.
None of them have the body slam tech.
None of them have. John Cena does not have the "you can't see me" action anymore.
Yeah, the one where it's just no figure in the packaging.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I feel like I missed a good conversation because my brother called me. I was sitting there thinking like, oh God, did it happen? Something wrong with Granddad? He's like, hey, which book do I take with me on the flight Friday? Because I
don't
gave
know, the one you gotta read, fucker.
I gave in his defense, I gave him 2 Warhammer books. I gave him the 2 the Space Sharks books because he likes sharks. I was like, here, we'll take these. I've read them; they're good. And he was like, well, which one did I read first?
The one with the
I was like-
Carcharodons.
I was like, well, you need to read Red Tithe first because that's about them fighting the Night Lords. It's pretty fucking great, and I think you'll like it. And he's just like, okay, I just wanted to check. I was like, hey, don't worry about it. I think I'm missing a wrestling conversation talking about Jake Snake being a crackhead. And he was like, well, damn. I was like, I know, you called me at the worst fucking time.
No, we're talking about wrestling figures.
I used to be super big into those when I was a kid, like trying to collect them and shit. But then, like at one point, I realized collecting figures is kind of cringe, and I was like, nope, not fucking with that no more.
I would say they're cringe depending on how many you have and what the quality of them is. If like
Yeah.
you have them set up or not, like in displays.
Yeah, like
If
okay,
you have like a good quality one that you've got like accessories for and like some nice little set pieces, fuck it, go nuts, man. Get
That's
yourself a
like-
display case and put bitches together.
like I'm
What
gonna
if
say
you
it's
have-
cringe. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You were first.
I'm saying it's cringe in the fact of action, like the act of collecting. Like if you have them, cool, and you're wanting to collect them, that's fine. But don't be like the guy that made me stop doing it when I literally saw a guy like shoulder check a like 8-year-old to get a fucking what was it?
Yeah, no, that's
Like-
too much.
Like that's too much to get like a Bill Goldberg at Toys R Us. Like that's too much. Like or like today
if-
when I was in Target. But go ahead, Kibbles. I'm sorry.
Real quick, what if you have 700 Funko Pops covering an entire wall?
I don't want to
Jesus
talk.
Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Wait, hold on. Is this are we talking about the one guy that spends like $500 on Funko Pops a week?
How about you boot up a fucking video and it's this guy who says, "Hello YouTube, welcome back to my review of Ocarina of Time Part 5." Like that's the fucking nightmare right there.
Oh.
Let me tell you.
So when I got back home, my brother's like, you should have brought something for Jake the Snake to sign. I'm like, what? And I'm gonna put it in commentary. He's like, his book. What
Jake
book?
the Snake wrote a book.
He did.
It's in commentary.
Pick,
Let me
Dude,
see.
pick your poison.
What wrestler hasn't written a book?
Sex addict.
That's even better.
I'm like, oh shit, he might rip my head off.
Dude, that's like me getting Mixer Mike to sign a picture of Flufflepuff decapitated. What the fuck, dude?
I'm like, that's not. I don't think that's a good idea. Not there.
Y'all want to hear some cursed lore about Jake the Snake?
Sure.
So Jake Snake was doomed from the start because his father was a notorious pedophile. Now, here's the thing: with like back in the day, before
Oh
wrestling was
god,
bought,
you're talking about this whole bit?
this whole bit. This is fucking like I said, cursed. I'm gonna give you some cursed information because that's what funk delivers.
What we do here.
That's what we do here. But what happened is Grizzly Smith is Jake Snake's father. Grizzly was a big time wrestler for Mid-South Wrestling, because back in the day wrestling was in territories. There was no WWF. There was a WWF, but they were New York. They were like New York, Jersey, and I think
Yeah, we've talked about it on here before.
yeah, we've talked about it before. But anyway, he was notorious because he would go to like places. He would actually get run out of territories and not be able to run in territories anymore because he would be picking up like 13-year-olds. Like not even like, oh man, I fucked up and picked up a 17-year-old, like, which is still bad. But he's like, no, I'm getting the girl over there with the fucking Mickey Mouse shoes on. I'm gonna pick that one up.
Woof.
And basically what happened, Grizzly Smith went on a date with a grown-ass woman, which was weird to me. I was like, that doesn't seem right. And he went on a date with this grown-ass woman, came home, and found out this woman had a 13-year-old daughter and fucking raped this poor girl while she was asleep. And that's where Jake the Snake came from.
Oh my god.
And so, because, this was like the 50s, There wasn't any like, oh God, we should take care of this girl. It's like, well, looks like you're getting married, sweetheart. That kind of shit. And basically, like they got married off. Didn't stay married long, if I remember correctly. But he does have like a sister, and she is a very sad girl. Like, she is the epitome of Downer Debbie, rightfully so, because this poor bitch went through like probably about the same shit he did. But
Well,
yeah, poor
cocaine.
Jake. Less cocaine. Like, damn, Jake, because like Jake talks about like all the stuff he went through, and then like if you ever get a chance to watch Dark Side of the Ring with Jake the Snake on it, please watch it because it is fucking amazing. But it is also like the most depressing thing you'll ever watch.
Oh yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Because he's in there, he's just like they film him. He gets into town, do like a wrestling con, and like do his autograph thing. He's clean now, thankfully. Like he's clean now. He's got and his dad's dead, so hey, happy ending, I guess. But basically, like they follow him into town for this con. He disappears for like I think like half the day, and comes back with like 2 8-balls, and he's already smoked God knows how many. So yeah, that man led a rough life.
He's got some hard miles on his ass.
Got them city miles on him. Yeah, I don't know.
Jake the Snake is like you said, he's got kind of a storied history.
Yeah, he's got a storied history of like all the shit he did. He also was probably like one of the best rivers in wrestling, where he had some of the best practical jokes he played. We've all heard of the British Bulldogs, right? Or at least the British Bulldog.
Yes.
I can't say I have, but go on.
They were a wrestling team. One guy was actually like Canadian. The other one was from America. They played 2 British dudes.
So wait.
One was very Sorry.
All right. Just keep. No. All right, just keep going. They're the British Bulldogs. One's Canadians, one's American.
Dude, that's how wrestling worked. Like, they basically like they would say Jake the Snake was from can't remember what the hell he was. Like, so they call him Jake Roberts, but his name was like Aurelian Smith. So it's like it's all fake. But
Or like that one guy they said that couldn't speak English even though he was Polynesian.
Yeah, fucking Jimmy Superfly Snuka. That's how they got him off of a murder charge, was by just having him pretend he couldn't speak English.
It worked.
And it worked. But I know that basically the British Bulldogs had a bulldog named Matilda, and at the end of the night they would go put the bulldog in like their hotel room, and then they would go fuck off to drink and get in trouble, whatever. Well, one day they got in there and like riled up Jake Snake Damien to where he bit him, and he got pissed off when he found out they did it. So what he did is, while the Bulldogs were wrestling, he was at the venue and basically got chili from the concession stand, like just like chili for chili fries, and apparently put laxative in it and gave it to the dog. So when they put the dog in a hotel room at night and they all went out, he just won't go up to the door, knock on the door. The dog would like rile up and start growling and barking, and you would hear the dog like farting and shitting while it's barking and growling. So when the Bulldogs came back that night, their hotel room was just covered in shit. Like an insane. They described it as an inhumane amount of shit. We're talking about like one dog should not have been able to do that. So wrestling jokes are always great because it's always stuff like that. Or
Who put cookies in this pillow?
who put cookies in this pillow?
What?
I'll admit I'll tell that one. He knows it better than me.
No. You go ahead.
Dude, honestly, I can't remember all the
barely
details
that
of it.
story.
Was that the no? Who was that? Hold on, let me look this up. I want to give us because I don't remember that one quite as well because most of them deal like.
I want to say it's one of those Chris Jericho looking motherfuckers like Edge or one of them.
I want to say so. Let me see here. God, I can't find any information about it.
Hold on.
I know we've talked about it before, and I just cannot remember. But it's like because wrestlers are on the road for 300 days a year, so basically, like, what they do is they just fuck with each other the whole time. It's like,
Has anyone else ever noticed that Rescue Knight's noses just look like small frogs?
I never have.
Not to interrupt, but this looks like a mischievous frog right here. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of another rib that was really good. There's a bunch of them, so they all kind of blend together in my mind. Let's see here. So some of you guys might not know. I want folks' opinion on 2 specific 40k chapters: Exorcist and the Grey Knights. I think the Exorcist are really cool, because they actually had to take a demon into their body, fucking overpower it, get it out. That's really neat. Grey Knights, I used to kind of hate, then I kind of found out about their origin story, thought it was really cool, but I'm not a big fan of the Grey Knights. Like,
You mean the perfect men?
The perfect men. No, I'm just not a big fan of them. Like, Caldor Drago is great in text to speech. The origin of like the Grey Knights is really cool because I found it out recently by going through my Horus Heresy audiobooks. I got a Humble Bundle. It's really cool, but other than that, nah. Thank you, Menthol. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get it pulled up here.
It was DDP.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Well, that's why I was thinking it was one of them blonde assholes.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, oh god, I remember this now. Okay, I remember this. So here's a story about Diamond Dallas Page, Mick Foley, and Steve Austin. Which funny, I went to go see. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask him about this when I go see Mick Foley. It's coming Friday. It's gonna be great. See, as revealed in the autobiography of Mick Foley, the team of Steve Austin and Dude Love got most of their chemistry from ribbing the locker room in the past. Hence, I will bring you back to 1993 as the duo attempted multiple times to prank DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. Page was affected very little by the classics, including hiding hotel room towels and saran wrap over the toilet seat antics. However, the pranksters finally got DDP one night at a hotel. Before the long drive to the next town, a fan had gifted Foley multiple batches of homemade chocolate chip cookies. Instead of eating them, Foley decided to stay healthy and put them to good use. Foley accounts that he and Austin dumped 36 chewy, soft, gooey cookies all over Page's bed while he showered. When DDP emerged from the shower, he dried his hair and body before realizing that the lights were off in the room, signaling that Foley and Austin had went to bed already.
I can't draw. Keep going.
Therefore, he immediately plopped into bed. After just a few seconds, the warm and damp body of DDP smushed and spread the cookies around the bed in his body. The sticky substance caused DDP to scream as Foley burst out laughing. DDP, who according to Foley loved sleeping naked, leapt out of bed, chucking and throwing cookies across the room at Foley. Before long, a small food fight ensued. It ended soon after the naked DDP pounced onto Mick, attempting to grind the cookies into Mick's shins. The image of a buck-naked DDP hitting Foley in his shin with chocolate chip cookies will never escape my mind. Foley, let's see. Here it goes. Here we go. Steve and I remain silent. Okay, here we go. Here's actually like a quote directly from Foley's book. Foley writes, earlier, a fan had given us a whole batch of chocolate chip cookies that is she'd baked. While Dallas showered, Steve and I had dumped approximately 36 soft, chewy beauties between the sheets of DDP's bed. And now as he lay there, I could tell that these delicious toll houses were starting to take effect. It started with a little wriggle, and then it grew to the point that he knew something was wrong. What's this? Dallas said. To no one in particular. Steve and I remained silent. Suddenly it hit him. There's fucking cookies in my bed, he yelled. Someone put fucking cookies in my bed. Dallas was now screaming at the top of his lungs. I want to know who put fucking cookies in my bed right now. I soon gave myself away. I was laughing so hard under my covers that I couldn't help myself.
Oh my god. Oh, that's too good. That's rich.
What else? Like another
Rich like chocolate chips, one might say.
Another famous prank by was it Jake the Snake was it was the snake at Macho Man's wedding, wasn't it?
It was a divinized cobra that funny part about this bit, Macho Man and Elizabeth had been split up, but they had been together so long in wrestling that they were like,
Macho Man and who?
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth!
I gotta say it like that. I gotta say it like that from now on. Macho Man. But
I did for your mic.
I think I did for a minute. It sounded like it shut out.
Yeah.
No, Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth were split up at this point for like 2 years, but they had been wrestling, like working together in wrestling for like 7 at this point. So they were gonna have a wedding for them on the show. I think it was like one of the TV tapings.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a big kayfabe wedding, and so he was like duking it out with Macho Man and Jake. So basically, what it was is he was going to open like a package, and there was going to be this divinized cobra that was going to bite Macho Man. And so Macho Man didn't trust him. He's like, No, I don't believe that. That's no. I'm not gonna. Macho Man's not gonna get bit by no damn snake. And so, no, I don't like snakes. Oh no. So Jake had to let it bite him in the leg, and it bit him in the leg. And he's like, "Oh, there you go, see." And so, time for the show happens. It comes out of the box. It bites Macho Man in the bicep, and it won't let go.
Oh my god.
They can't get the snake off his arm. Like, and Macho Man's there screaming, and like he is screaming for real. He's just like, "Oh no, brother!" And he's like, "We can't get it off his arm. What do we do?"
Oh, this is incredibly painful. Oh no.
Sitting there looking at his new bride, and he's just like, "Oh, Elizabeth, help!
Elizabeth, get the snake off my arm.
Get the chair!"
And I started
That's like
into a
Popeye.
Elizabeth, get this is a snake. I'll be a arm.
Yar, Elizabeth, I've overdosed on the ketamine, and I'm going to die.
Macho Man has gone off the rails pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, like everybody loves Macho Man though. Like,
Darth Vader,
You knocked me
Macho
down
Man.
once, and I get back
Okay.
up. You knocked me down twice, and oh my heart.
oh my heart. No, that was when all that 2012 shit was happening. So DDP, or he didn't. I'm sorry, Macho Man actually didn't die. He just ascended to beat Jesus in the 3 count. So we'd all get to live for another day. When you go to bed tonight, be sure to say thank you, Macho Man, before when you say your prayer.
Thank you, Macho Man.
Thank you, Macho Man. One of my favorite wrestling ribs that involves Macho Man, and it involves the Midnight Rockers. For those that don't know, that was Shawn Michaels before he got big, when he was wrestling with a guy named Marty Jannetty, who is basically known as like the
When he was hard enough to need talent to help him out.
pretty much. Well, I'm trying. They basically, I can't remember. It's he's the John Oates of the Midnight Rockers, where everybody knows like Hall and Oates. And John Oates, like Daryl Hall went on to have like his own career, but John Oates kind of like didn't do much. But he did do a song with Sax Squatch, and I do love Sax Squatch. But Marty Jannetty's always kind of known as the one who didn't really do anything because he was a bit of a fuck up. But they were kind of having out because Shawn Michaels, like, you can read his autobiography, he sugarcoats a lot of it, but everybody will tell you that he is an asshole, like through and through. Asshole, like addicted to Quaaludes, all this kind of great shit. It was amazing. But one night, like, they were in a hotel room, and they were in a hotel. No, I'm sorry, they were in the hotel lobby, and they were all hanging out, and it was Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, Roddy Piper, Macho Man, and I can't remember, there was one other, but I can't remember who it was. But Roddy Piper liked to rile up the new wrestlers, and basically he got there and he saw the Rockers, and he's like, "Hey, I just want you to know, I think that Shawn's gonna be something big, but Marty, I'm sorry, you're just gonna be a flash in the pan one day." And so Shawn took that to heart and like was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be big," and like, "Fuck you, Marty, I'm not gonna need you anymore," which led to the two really fighting in the middle of this really nice hotel lobby, just beating the shit out of each other. They were fighting and beating each other so bad that the fucking cops got called. And so when the cops showed up to arrest everybody, Macho Man appears. He's like, hey, don't worry. Hey, officer, come over here, talk to me just a second. Hey, it's all an act, officer. I want you to know that this is part of our work. We're doing this as an angle. That's pretty much what he says. He's like, we're going to use this for tomorrow night's show, but what I need you to know is that it ain't real. And the cop's like, dude, they're covered in blood. We use blood caps, brother. Don't worry about it.
You see that bellboy? He's on the take.
Yeah, you see him over there, that bellboy over there? He knows all about it. He's going to come out, hit that boy with a chair, but you guys got here a little too fast. You guys are a little too quick for us. Just stupid shit like that. And the cops believed them. And so what they ended up doing is like they got like the cops like, oh, okay, well, I mean, like, just pay for the damages and like, you guys should be all right. He's like, hey, thank you, officer. And he like signed autographs for like an hour. Then they took him. He's like, hey guys, let's go get ready, get a good night's sleep for tomorrow night's show. And then he got him in the elevator and he looked at both of them. What are you dumb motherfuckers doing around here? Elizabeth won't stand for this shit. And just tore into him. And the icing on the cake is basically like the next morning, Marty Jannetty was talking about he woke up and he could see somebody was laying in the bed with him. And he was like, oh God, what did they do? He was looking, he's like, this is the ugliest woman. Oh my God, she's got pits. Oh my God, look at that face. And then he realized he was sleeping in bed with Roddy Piper. Like they had separated them so they wouldn't fight anymore. But That's always one of my favorite. Cause like, just imagine like you're sitting there, like you show up to a call. You know, you've decided like, fuck it, I'm going to join I'm going to join the fucking part of the machine. I had a C average in high school. I should be a cop. And you go to the hotel because you're like, oh man, hopefully I get to test out this gun. And then Macho Man comes up to you and starts talking like, that'd be the best day ever at work. This is better than that time I got to arrest that whole car full of black guys because I found the potpourri in the back.
Goddamn potpourri to get you every time.
And potpourri gets you. He's like, officer, we just want to smell good. That's what I thought you'd say.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
There
All right, what does
were
chat
supposed to be
say?
a couple more wrestlers. Unfortunately, $1 Million Man had to cancel.
Yeah, I saw your post about that. It's unfortunate.
I don't know why. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, he did like stupid amount of like so much coke that he just like reset, and now he's just getting high on Jesus all the time.
Oh no. Oh no, he went backwards.
Also, his son like is in trouble with the state of Mississippi for embezzling like a bunch of money from the state.
Well,
So
of
it's kind of funny.
So
How you think he's
that's how he
gonna be
became $1 Million Man
if he ain't
Jr.
embezzling?
That's it. Like him. Okay, so here's the cast of characters in this. They are being prosecuted. Sorry, prosecuted by the state auditor, who I went to Sunday school with. They are also so it's basically Jake the Snake Roberts, or not Jake the Snake. Shit, Ted DiBiase's son. Yeah, Ted DiBiase's son and Brett Favre are involved in this shit.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait, what? That name sounds very familiar.
he was a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers for a long time.
My god.
Then he went to like the Jets. Then he went to like the Vikings. And then he showed his dick to a reporter, and nobody cared because they were just like, "Hey, I know that's what happened. You're a quarterback. Sometime you got to show your dick to the girl.
You do the football good. It's cool.
What are you
You
doing?
play
going to the
football.
locker- the locker room incident. That's
Yeah,
right.
like John Madden really loved Brett Favre, like to the point of like just straight up, not even homoerotic, just like he was gonna fuck Brett Favre. He's like, I don't know many people got a dick like Brett Favre. Look at it, kind of curves to the left. That's fine, because if you
Hey,
just
see, what you want to do is you want to slip your penis inside his asshole, and that's how you get the coitus going. And see, folks, when you get the coitus going, what you want to do is you want to try to come inside his asshole, and then that's the objective. That's how you win the game, folks.
Yeah, here's what you got. What you got to know: if you want to come inside somebody, you got to move your dick back and forth. If you don't move your dick back and forth, there's no motion, and then there's no sex, and then you just soak it, and then you're a Mormon, and nobody wants
Thank
to be
you,
a
John
Mormon.
Madden.
This is the worst I've ever heard.
Dude, like soaking is a real thing.
We
Where
love ragging on John Madden.
oh, dude, John Madden's amazing to rag on.
Well, you see, the point of drinking water is you want to drink the water so you don't get dehydrated and die. Because if you get dehydrated, then the human body just doesn't function properly.
Everybody always
Yeah,
like,
no shit.
everybody sucks his dick as like the best coach of all time, and he's just out here like, well, you see, we gotta win this game. We gotta put more points on the board than them. We gotta keep their points lower than our points. Because you see, if we get more points than they got, we're gonna win the game, and they're gonna lose the game because they're gonna have less points. Well, we got points on the board, but you gotta get more points on the board so we get more points than they do. And that's it. And I'm like, y'all are dumb as fuck. 'Cause every time I hear like this guy's the greatest quarterback ever, I'm like, or I'm the greatest coach ever. I'm like, do you realize like how fucking easy it is to coach football? You tell like two meatheads to go one direction, and they just play off the chaos. That's it. I've been inside the system. I know how it works. You get out there and they're like, all right, we're going to run a 6 blue 28-78 special. Like, all right. Then you get out there and it's like, what's the 6-28-72 blue 8 special? I don't fucking know. Just throw the ball to that guy and let's see what happens. And that's basically what happens every fucking time. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm very like I'm anti two things. I'm anti big sport and I'm anti. Well, I like baseball, but baseball's kind of wholesome in a way because like you don't read about baseball players like beating the shit out of their wives or like going on cocaine benders and like murdering people in nightclubs very often because baseball's very low impact. Not anymore.
In the 80s, yeah,
You
you
and
saw
I-
that quite a bit. Not anymore.
You and I were both alive in the 90s. We remember these things.
We remember these things like when they happen, then like one day it just stopped and everyone's like, oh, well that's nice.
I guess baseball's not fun anymore.
The big damage to baseball players is, the push to do steroids.
Yeah, which
Everyone
thankfully,
was
like,
juicing.
everybody was juicing like a motherfucker, which that was what was funny to me. Like when they had the big the big like actual congressional hearings about that shit,
Yeah.
and like most of them are like, oh no, I never touched steroids. No, 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 no. It turned out like they were all other shit. Then you had a
Turns out
couple guys like,
86% of the fucking league is juicing.
yeah, and then you had a couple guys that are like, yeah, I did steroids. I'm sorry, my bad.
Well, Funk, what do you think about them not inducting Barry Bonds into the Hall of Fame?
Barry Bonds would have been a great player, like even without the roids. I kind of feel like he's, I don't know. It's kind of like them not bringing in Pete Rose, but Pete Rose was a bit of a piece of shit.
But he's never done anything.
Pete Rose is a great player, though.
Yeah, Pete Rose was a great player, but he was a piece of shit, and he looked like he was already like 45 when he was like 28 years old. But
that's
that's fair. That's fair.
But
to be fair, everyone in the '80s when they were like 22 looked 45.
It's true. Like I go back and look at this shit, and I'm like, dude, that guy's got like 4 kids in the stand. Like, yeah, he's 19, just came up from college. What the fuck?
Like Mike Schmidt as well.
But no, like Barry Bonds, like he would have been a monster if he'd have never done them. He just did those and became like a world class ass monster. So it's kind of like, personally, I don't know. I would want to see him in there just because of his achievement before that. But you would also probably need to put like some kind of asterisk or something on there for like the shit he did do. I don't know.
Didn't they put an asterisk next to his fucking hit record?
I think so. And I want to say they did the same thing to Mark McGwire with his home run record. Because like it's funny. Like back in the day, I remember not liking Jose Canseco as much as like Mark McGwire, and then Mark McGwire turned out to be just like an asshole. And so I'm just like, now I'm looking like, oh yeah, I much prefer Jose Canseco, even though he's an asshole. Jose Canseco is just a dumbass. So it's like asshole or idiot. Like, you know, Mark McGwire is an asshole. Jose Canseco is just a fucking idiot. So, you know what? I can like the idiot better than I can the asshole.
What flavor of jackass shall I have today? Asshole or idiot?
That is it. Like the one of the podcasts I listen to all the time, Crime Sports, has one call like they basically play a game whenever they're doing their guys like, all right, is this guy an asshole or an idiot? And so they talk about like, okay, was he an idiot and he just keeps fucking up, or is he an asshole and he keeps fucking up even though he knows what he's doing? And then they got like Jose Canseco. They did a whole episode on him, like a 3-hour episode on this guy, and they're like, you know, he's just a fucking idiot. That's all.
So remind me, it was Big Papi that only got in this year, right?
Yeah, okay. David Ortiz.
I'd say good pick, but then again, only one. And like you were saying about Barry Bonds, maybe a bit more. Maybe they should have looked into it a bit more. Then again, I was talking to my dad about it, and he's always like, yeah, there's some people who get the vote for these things and will not pick somebody who's on the list for the first time just because.
See, that does happen a lot, where they won't pick somebody who has a first time because.
And I'm like, that's dumb. Just if they're worth it, put them in.
Yeah, there's that, and like you gotta have a certain percentage that if you don't get put in, you got to come back. Because like bringing out Jose Canseco again, they brought him up there. He went eligible for the Hall of Fame after he wrote his book Juicy and basically told on everybody doing steroids. And what that did is basically everybody blackballed him. And literally when it came time for him to get his Hall of Fame votes, you have to have like 5% of the ballot to stay on. He got like 1.7%.
Oh. They fucked him.
Yep. Like he talks about it a lot. And he over exaggerates some of it, but no, like Jose Canseco got blackballed by baseball like really hard.
Sounds really rough.
Like he kind of makes it sound like he's like the, you know, they basically did the same level like what they did to Jesus is what happened to him. But it's like no, dude, you went out tattled, everybody's pissed off, so of course they're gonna just like not talk to you any fucking more. What do you expect?
Gonna ruin the fun for everyone.
It's like you literally went up there and then they had to go in front of Congress in front of this. Like even if, you know, nobody was doing steroids and it was all fake, I would still be pissed at you because I have to go stand in front of Congress and be like, no, I didn't take steroids.
No, I didn't do that. Are you sure? Yeah, I didn't do that.
Promise you, I didn't do it.
Did you see anybody else do it? It's very steamy in the locker room. I can't tell.
I don't know. But like Jose's over here, like, yeah, you know, like I injected Mark McGuire. I injected him exactly this many cc's of it, and then like we did our pills, and we high fived and hugged and went outside and said, "Go team!" And then we went outside, and he's like giving like full details.
We went outside.
And then, funny enough, like Jose Canseco, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this because it's accurate. Did not marry women because you know they were like his soulmate or anything. He basically like married, I think, like 2 Hooter waitresses. Yeah, Hooter waitresses can be great people. I know some of my best friends have been Hooter waitresses. But there's a stereotype, and there's a stereotype for a reason. And his wife wrote a book, because his book was called Juiced, The Story of Steroids in Baseball. His wife wrote a tell-all from her point of view called Juicy. And it basically read like The Babysitter's Club or some shit. And it was, like, to call it a book is to be very, very generous. Like, it is basically... Well, she said, and I said, what I said, she said, is that I said, she said this. And that's how the whole book reads. Though it does talk about a pool party that apparently happened that was considered legendary because Roger Clemens' wife, Jose Canseco's wife, and Roger Clemens' nanny, apparently, were comparing tits at a pool party. Don't ask me why, but apparently it happened.
The nanny?
The nanny. Like, yeah, they say the nanny because they all at one point played for the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm sorry, Santa?
It's just lady locker room shit. They tend to do that at sleepovers too.
Yeah. Well, this was like apparently at an actual pool party. Like they were all sitting around the pool and then they all just bust out their tits like, man, who's got the better ones? And everybody's just like, well, this is awkward. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I've been rambling about weird shit in sports for a while.
Want to talk about Pokemon?
We can talk about Pokemon. You want to talk about Pokemon?
Yeah, a little bit actually.
Mans.
Big old Pokemon. So a new Pokemon game came out last Friday. Who got it?
Hey, you guys want to know something really cool about Pokemon?
I always want to know something really cool about Pokemon.
Okay, so Vaporeon, right?
Yeah, what about Vaporeon? Wait a second.
Oh, no.
Wait a second. Tell us about Vaporeon.
Don't red pill me on Vaporeon. Can't handle any more red pills.
I'm gonna put a Funko Pop of Vaporeon up on
I'm
stream.
tired of them putting Vaporeon in the water, turning all the people into furries.
No, that's Disney films.
Have always been trash. Fight me.
So, a fun fact about Vaporeon: Vaporeon is the most compatible Pokemon with humans.
What makes you say that?
Not only are they in the Fielded group,
Okay.
which mostly is comprised of mammals, Vaporeon are an average of 3 foot 3 inches tall and 64 pounds. This means they're large enough to be able to handle most human dicks.
Okay.
Wow.
Right? So that, with their impressive base stats for HP and access to armor acid, you can be rough with one. Also, due to their mostly water-based biology, there's no doubt in my mind that an aroused Vaporeon would be incredibly wet.
Shut the fuck up.
I was going to not say anything about it, but I'm like, you know what? Let's see if you'll read the whole fucking thing.
God damn it. It took me a second to realize what the fuck you were talking about until you said... As soon as you said you can be rough with them, I'm like, wait a minute.
Dude, how do you think I feel
Wait
about
a
my...
minute.
Dude, I've heard this Vaporeon shit so many times. I also hear the Scolipede donut shit a lot, too. I get that a lot, because Scolipede's my favorite Pokemon.
I'm a Gengar man myself, but I've been checking out some of the new ones in Arceus, and they did something I really like, where they did a lot of the like the new regional variants, and some of them were kind of cool, and some of them were kind of weird. Like I found out the Sneasels in this game are poison fighting.
They,
and I'm like, huh?
That's
They
a
did-
weird combo.
They just kind of like smash types together, I swear, sometimes.
Well,
They
sometimes
got
they put ones like they've actually never seen before. Like they actually put one in here that has never been done before with the Hisuian Voltorb and Electrode line, where they are electric grass.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Did you ever play, and now asking this in all seriousness, did you ever play the card game in which years ago there was these thing called Delta variants?
I stopped playing the Pokemon card game about I want to say
Wait.
before Ruby and Sapphire came out.
Okay.
Are you saying that Pokemon started the Delta variant?
No, I mean,
Dear
I
God.
don't even know if it's called Delta variant.
Are you saying that Pokemon did Corona?
No, I'm saying like there's a thing.
God.
There's
Billy,
a
this is
thing
some
back in the
serious
day where-
accusations.
Digimon did Corona.
Billy, I mean, are you willing to say this under oath that poison types did Corona?
I mean, I didn't put 10 cc's into that baseball player, Your Honor. I did not do that.
What do you have to say about coughing not being allowed in Texas? What do you have to say about that? Any commentary on that issue?
I mean, I am not working with the legislation there. I have no idea what's going on.
Why don't we talk about the real heroes? The real heroes in Tennessee trying to stop people from becoming furries by banning mouse from school libraries.
God bless those Tennessee.
God, I missed that conversation.
God bless those Tennesseans. It's like, surely they won't learn about the Holocaust, but they will not learn about how to be a furry either.
Big
They will learn
news.
it is not okay to fuck a mouse.
You turn on Fox News, Tucker Carlson on TV. Today, out of Hisu, the Jubilife Village people are trying to convince us that Pokemon are worth our time. Pokemon, of course, the creatures that eat our crops, destroy our Hisuian way of life. And these liberals want to bring them into our village?
Just sitting there and he's got like some kind of horrible Rule 34 up there of like
Yeah.
somebody fucking tongue kissing a Sneasel, and he's like, "This is the future that liberals want to have."
He's pissed. He's angry and furious because Scythers give the worst hand jobs.
Yeah.
He's like, "Is it illegal for a man to take his money back from a Scyther prostitute after she lacerates his dick in 4 places?"
You're not pausing enough. He takes like a pause every 2 words. Like
Okay. Is it illegal to kick a Scyther prostitute
that's it.
in the thorax because
Yo,
she cut
I'm
my dick?
very sorry, but I'm putting this in shenanigans.
Andy,
What?
over in commentary. There you go.
How much Tucker Carlson memes do we have? Support gaming.
Yes.
I gotta
Yes.
put this up.
That one right
God.
there, but with Pokemon. That's
Fuck.
where we at.
Oh my god. We just gotta
let me
get
get-
the Pokemon making out pictures. Funk, do you have any drawings of Pokemon making out?
Hey,
I don't.
check shenanigans.
I got that one. I got that one. Don't worry, buddy.
The fucking giant grasshopper. Oh man.
Man, the fucking internet ruined like Goodra for me because I was like, oh, that's a cute little Pokemon, and then like everything I see on the internet is like just people beating off on this Pokemon. I'm like, I can't
Oh
look
my
at it.
God.
Dude,
When it first came out, I kept seeing all over like the Pokemon fandom just inflation porn and fucking.
Did you expect anything else?
Here's the worst part about it, Santa. In the new one, they gave it like a new typing where it starts out just dragon, then it evolves into a dragon steel type, which is cool. I liked it. It was neat. But the problem is they gave it a fat ass.
Yeah,
So they're just asking for it.
dump truck
Yup.
ass on that new Goodra. Let me tell you, that is something else.
That some bitch has a Volkswagen Beetle in his butt cheeks. Like, it is ridiculous.
Smuggling cake, just a whole damn bakery.
Just a whole bakery. Every damn cupcake, muffin, whatever you can get in there. And guess what? I caught a fucking alpha one, and it's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch is 8
Got a whole
foot tall.
babka in there.
Exactly. She's 8 foot tall with a 4 foot ass. Like, oh my god, it's terrifying. But I don't know. I'm kind of worried some of my neighbors are gonna come here and be like, "Fuck, what are you hollering about?" But any goddamn thing I want to. I wrote the rent check.
The new Pokemon though,
Pokemon out here with their fat asses.
so
God, you know what? Mine is a boy. I'm gonna name him Scott Steiner. Gonna knock you out, my fat asses.
I like the new Pokemon. It's fun.
It is fun. I'm really enjoying it. I like the new way they did the catching them, where you could sneak
Yeah.
up on them and catch them.
Dude, this is like they put so much good stuff in it, but the problem is that it's still a Pokemon game, which means that like from a mechanical standpoint, it's like still 10 years behind, and the game's just ugly as sin.
Mm-hmm.
See, everybody keeps saying it's ugly, and I'm like, this looks cool. And I'm one of those like like the super graphics things, because that just ages the shit out of a game. Like if you can like stylize a game, fuck yeah! Like I'll like look at TF2. We're still playing that shit, and it's what 15 years old.
TF2 looks better than most
aesthetic
shit.
isn't as stylized as TF2's to be as timeless.
Well, no,
So the models for Pokemon are definitely, but the environments, they went for like a more real thing, but they don't know how to do photorealistic textures. That's the problem I'm seeing.
I say I like photorealistic textures. Like I said, that's just nothing going to age it. Where you're just going to be like, in 5 years, we're going to look at it and be like, wow, look at this tree. Because go back and like look at Crisis 1, and you'll be like, oh my god, look at this. Like this is fucking terrible. Then back in the day, that was like making computers catch fire and
It
shit.
still, well, it still does actually. even to this day, it's just too much.
Nah.
But like I've learned through my time with Vigigaming that graphics don't make a good game. Have you ever played Mountain Blade Warband?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that game looks like
That game
sin.
is ugly as fuck, but it
Really?
is fun.
How many fucking hours have I got in Mountain
You
Blade?
need no graphics to make a good game. You
The-
just need to make it fun.
But even from there, if you want to make your game visually appealing, you need to go for something that's not photorealistic, because photorealistic for the snapshot in history you are. Because in 2 years, it's gonna look like garbage, like the aforementioned Crisis. Two games in particular that stand out with their wonderful stylizations. You know, 3. I'm gonna say Viva Pinata, because it's all fucking pastel colors. It's wonderful. I'm gonna say Wind Waker, especially the HD where they fix the resolution. And I'm also gonna, you know what? I'm gonna throw it in there. Borderlands. Some of the Borderlands games are gonna look really good still a couple years on, just because of how much they lean into their cell shading. The first one's got a bit too much brown.
I would say they would if the Borderlands crew had figured out how to make textures load properly. And
Yeah,
I think the Guilty Gear games will look good in a few years.
Oh yeah, for sure.
they look good now.
Fighter Z. It's been 4 years old. Still looks fantastic.
I was never big on Viva Pinata because it was just like, what is this? It's like, well, it's like Digimon, but you kill your monster every once in a while. And I'm like, oh.
Oh,
I always tell people it's like Pokemon. I fucking love Viva Pinata though. That's like,
Nah, if it was like Digimon, it would have like weird biblical overtones and like, you know, just horrible, horrible war crimes for kids.
and it
all
would
over
have
the
this
place.
one system wherever you dueled with somebody, you had to ring your card through the slot as fast as you can to see who wins.
You have to race to see who can get the parking spot.
who can
Yeah.
who can slap the other fucking Digimon as hard as you can with your shovel.
You have to run up and Rochambeau each other to see who goes first.
I've actually, like, because it was on sale over the holidays, I actually bought the 2 Digimon games, the Cyber Sleuth series.
Mhm.
They're actually pretty cool, even though, like, it's a little busted because it was like, okay, put your Digimon, like, the ones you don't use, they did the Pokemon thing where you put it in a computer and you can come back and pick it up later. I was like, okay. They're like, there's a Digimon farm, you can put them all here and they can level up. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll do that. And then I came back and, like, all my Pokemon were level all my Digimon were level 50. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm walking into, like, the first area with, like, a level 50 like a level 10 Leomon and, like, 3 others because I love Leomon. He's my favorite. Him and Bancho Leomon are my favorites.
Like-
And then, like, all these other crazy ass ones, but
The new
Go
games
ahead.
have kind of done the thing that Digimon's always been trying to do, but Digimon didn't know what the fuck it was that it was trying
Mhm.
to do, which is, I'm gonna take this chocolate bar made of Pokemon and jam it in this jar of Persona peanut butter.
yeah.
They've been trying to do that since the beginning, and if you go back and look at the first Digimon series, it's totally evident that's what they wanted. They just didn't know what the fuck those concepts were yet, and how to make that work together.
Oh yeah, because like Digimon World for the original PlayStation was shit. Like if your Digimon died, you had to start all over with a damn new Digimon and come all the way back. And I was just like, oh my god, this is the worst thing.
Mm-hmm. Now the games have always been like rough as fuck up until recently because they were trying to do everything except, hey, let's lean into the story. And that's
Mhm.
always been Digimon's strongest thing is, holy shit, this story's really intense.
Also, that's something I've always kind of liked about the Pokemon games was like their stories are very generic. You know, it's just like be the champion, like something's going on in the background. But then like they also make some pretty lovable characters along the way, where you're just like, oh, I give a fuck about that character. I like this character. Like I don't care what they're doing in the story, but you know what? I'm gonna keep an eye out for you.
This guy's cool.
This guy's cool.
I'm reminded of N. I always liked N from Gen 5.
N was pretty great. Like when I played Sword and Shield, I was kind of convinced I wasn't gonna like Nessa because I was like, oh, she's the beauty trainer, and then you find out like when you beat her, she just loses her shit, and it turns out she's just like really
A
fucking
diva.
passionate about it. She's not even like a diva. She's just like, what the fuck? I've been training like a goddamn beast, and I was like, damn, okay, calm down, girl. That's great. That's great. Okay, calm down.
That's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing. Keep training. And she's just like, I'm gonna fucking shank this person. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I'm here for it.
I see you got passion. We can work with that.
This is okay. This is gonna work. I say that as I'm sitting here trying to brainstorm my fucking Hisuian Hex maniac.
I wanted you to draw The suggestion I was thinking of. Have you ever played Return of the Obra Dinn? That's been a little bit of my hyperfixation for the last 2 days.
I don't even know what that is.
You ever
guy
pl-
that made Papers, Please.
Yeah, I was about to say, the guy who made Papers, Please made a game where you solve a mystery on a boat. And I'm not gonna say too much more because that's the whole point of the game, is the mystery. So there's one character there's a bit of a meme about. It's the captain. Where like, how do you solve the mystery? It's just the captain's fault. Something went wrong on the ship. It's the captain's fault. It's all his fault. I don't care what your nuance is. It's the captain. So I wanted Funk to draw like, almost like a Vlad the Impaler styled captain from Return of the Obra Dinn.
Well, just a giant stash on him.
Yeah, he's got a huge mustache. Have you played Obra Dinn?
I beat it 100% of it.
Yeah, I did that last night. So you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, the captain with the big mustache.
Exactly
Yeah, that looked cool. Anyway, Obra Dinn is an absolutely wonderful game. It's stylized to look like a 1-bit Macintosh game, and it takes place in the 19th century on an English East India Trading Company vessel. It's wonderful. I love it to death. It's some of the best 4 to 5 hours I've spent in a video game. If there's one thing I want to recommend about it, though, try not to brute force solutions. Try to deduce your deduction. Anyway,
I'm
let's go back
getting
to.
weird like Fear Effect vibes from this.
Oh, you're googling it? Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm looking at it on Steam and like it's making me think of like Fear Effect for some reason.
Oh no, what's Fear Effect?
It was a really cool like game for the PlayStation 1 back in the day. It was like a cell shaded shooter. It's kind of like imagine like a dark anime Tomb Raider kind of the way I always played it, because the protagonist was a girl. I think her name was Hana. Can't remember exactly. She was like a Japanese girl, and it was kind of meant to be like a more adult version of like a shooter, kind of like that. And it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was cell shaded, looked really neat. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. Like, it was a pretty cool game. It was also one of those like, because it's PlayStation 1, where the game had like a tank, like kind of tank controls. So that always kind of sucks, because I've never been a big fan of tank controls, even though that's what got me through the very first Devil May Cry. But that was more like light tank controls.
It is what it is.
Those were tank controls in the era of, oh my god, tank controls are literally all we know how to do, but god damn it, I hate tank controls so much, I am going to do everything I can to get the fuck away from them, said the developer.
Yep. Also,
Like, they had no choice.
I just put it in commentary. That's like the cover for Fear Effect.
Sorry, I'm drawing a Smash player.
You gotta,
I really like drawing fat people, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
you gotta draw him hitting on a 12-year-old.
I don't know if Fear Effect. That looks cool.
It was actually pretty cool. Apparently they remade it here. Hold on.
John Nikocado avocado.
Fun fact: you can actually draw. You can actually type out the words "Fear Effect" using the left hand on your keyboard, just the left hand.
Okay, they
Effect.
made.
I can type out
Effect.
all kinds of words using only the left hand on my keyboard.
Oh yeah, you can. So you can masturbate while looking up Fear Effect.
Oh yeah, there you go, Andy. You got the joke. Congratulations.
Shut up.
That was the whole point of Fear Effect. It was like in that time, media would just
To
say, you know what?
masturbate?
Let's fuck pretense. We're just gonna put hot girls on the cover of this here and hope people buy the shit.
There is a hot chick here on the cover of what I assume is Fear Effect 2, or is this just Retro
One second.
Helix?
And it's kind of like
What the hell is this thing?
two things I always associate together very much because they came out about the same time was Fear Effect and TATU. Like, if you don't know anything about that, I'm sorry, you missed out on probably one of the greatest times to be alive when it was like
Yeah,
these
right?
are Russian lesbians who are a fucking band, and we're like 13-year-old funks over here like, oh, I need to know
The
more
whole
about
gimmick.
this. That's
the whole gimmick.
gimmick.
They're gonna make out on stage.
It's like these two girls are going to kiss on stage and they're wearing schoolgirl outfits. So 13-year-old
Oh.
function is like, I am all about this lifestyle. I need to hear this shit.
So scandalous. How crazy.
So I searched
Dear
up
God.
Fear Effect. I got this scantily clad woman in what appears to be a sci-fi occult device with some form of mechanical arthropod attacking her genitalia.
Are you just looking through your fucking saved images or what?
No, I looked up Fear Effect. I found this. It's on the stream. this from the game?
That fuck, I can't tell because it looks like there's so much pixel in that. I can't fucking tell what's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's got like the same style, but there was a lot of cell shaded shit, so it could be for all I know.
Let me take it off. I'm scared. We might get take it down.
Yep. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this apparently was part of it. Retro Helix. Is that the second one? Yeah. Okay. Apparently this was part of it. This is back in the days of Japanimations. You know, like all kind of shit was going on.
Someone wants you to read the side effects of worshiping Nurgle. I think we're gonna put that on hold for a little bit.
That's a lot.
Where's that at?
It's in talking points here. I'll send it to you. It should jump to the wiki page, but here. I'll PM it to you.
Boy, fucking reading Nerdle side effects. Okay, I see it.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at chat. Okay. Oh dear lord, that's quite a lot. Funny enough, Nurgle is actually my favorite of the Chaos Gods because it's like Korn's just kind of boring. Tzeentch is a little too weird. I'm not 13 years old, so Slaanesh doesn't really appeal to me. And then it's like, here's Papa Nurgle. He wants you to be happy, but you know your dick's gonna rot off.
Dude, Papa Nurgle.
That's okay. You can grow a new disgusting schmegma one.
That sounds fun.
All I know is that
from someone else and staple it on.
Look, I'm looking at all the Chaos Gods of Warhammer 3, and the only one that really speaks to me is Nurgle. He's the only one that makes sense.
That's it.
Not to mention, he's a big, like, what's his name? The Kugath Plague Father?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a big fat guy with a mouth on his stomach for more eating.
He's just a fat guy on a rascal scooter going around stomping on people.
You can't beat that, man.
Been a gay old time.
Also, I am just all a flutter over here, just jizzing all over myself.
Excuse me?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the thing I put in general.
Whoa, what is it? Let me see here. DMC5 Virgil public beta release trailer.
Bruh, they put DMC5 Virgil in fucking Marvel 3. Let's go! Let's go!
Are you serious?
I thought you'd gotten some of the Little Debbie ice cream too, so that was my horrible ordeal thing.
No, dude, this is way wilder than the Little Debbie ice cream. I'm sorry to say.
I
don't know.
Oh wait, are they still playing Marvel 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, they just got a model importer working for Marvel 3, so we're fixing to see a whole renaissance of that game, bruh.
So, Menthol, I saw that photo of the all the different flavors of Little Debbie ice cream you showed, and I looked at it, and my toes went numb.
Well, sounds like your bloodline is weak, bro.
The question is, can I push in the sprinkles in the Cosmic Brownie ice cream?
I don't know.
Dude, I'm gonna like.
If I can't, I don't want it.
The Cosmic Brownie one scares me because it makes me think of the Cosmic Brownie shakes, and like
Yeah,
I'm just scared.
Oh God, what's wrong with the shakes?
Oh,
you
haven't
haven't
heard
heard the Cosmic Brownie shake story?
Hold on. I'm gonna get this because I might have to read this too.
Does the sound?
That sounds really
mean
bad.
anything to you?
Oh, it's bad. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let me get this pulled up here.
That sounds really bad, man.
Okay,
Actually, I don't want to hear that.
So this is a green text story, so it's going to sound kind of funny when I read it. Andy, you cool if I read this real quick?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, man. I actually want to show Senna. Can you boot up the stream, or should I send you a screenshot?
I have the stream up currently.
Okay, so this is I doodled this fella, the strongest Smash fan, and then I drew you, the weakest Strive enjoyer. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry.
So, no, you're good. Okay, so this is the green text. I'm going to throw this in
That looks like Potemkin.
commentary. I'm going to put it in commentary here so you guys can see it, but I'll read it out here. Last night's D&D session. DM decides to reveal that he's actually a bit of an amateur chef. Spend 10 minutes puffering around in the kitchen, and we hear the constant churning noise of a blender. Comes back with large mugs filled with a thick brown liquid. It's my Cosmic Brownie shake. Just try it. Try it. It tastes like sex with an angel. Everyone drains their mugs. Don't worry, there's plenty left. You can drink as much as you want. And the best part is, it's actually really healthy for you. We started playing, continuing to drink the tasty shakes for the entire time. About an hour in, I start to feel funny. One guy dashed to the bathroom, and a few seconds later, we heard him screaming, "It's like snakes! It's like snakes are in my guts, and they're tearing my asshole apart!" No one has any idea what he's talking about. 1 minute later, everyone knows what he's talking about. I managed to reach one of the 3 bathrooms. Pain. Agonizing pain. Like my liver is strangling my stomach while my intestines tie themselves into knots. I am shitting and crying and occasionally screaming. It's screaming from outside the window. One guy didn't manage to get into a bathroom. He's screaming and crying and shitting outside the yard. Neighbor walks out of their house to see what's going on. Guy in the backyard is pleading with him to kill him. Everyone spent the entire night just shitting and crying. I just got back home and I think I lost 30 pounds. Gaming fruit thread? And then the only reply that's on here is, "Did you get the recipe?"
Just shitting and crying.
Shitting and crying.
It's like snakes. It's like snakes are in my guts and are tearing apart my asshole.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Good.
So, I'm just curious, what was in it?
That's what I want to know.
Cosmic brownies,
Cosmic
clearly.
The worst part
Like-
of it is, the guy claims that it's healthy for you.
That's why.
my
As soon as I heard that, I'm
So
like, I
that-
don't believe you.
Well,
That's what makes me question what's in it.
well think
that's-
about like
'cause-
you. Go ahead, Hills. I'm sorry.
fake sugar. The fake sugar that they put in those gummy bears. that
Yeah,
makes
I'm
you-
just imagining like stevia and wheatgrass and fucking cosmic brownies and milk.
Oh God.
Like that's the
gosh.
whole recipe.
No, not stevia. Anything, please, not stevia.
They got Senka?
Fuck, I wish they had Sank. I'll take that over stevia. Shit.
God, am I like?
Not
I
even
just
in the
think-
same category of fucking powder, but like, goddamn.
For some reason, they're like seeing the part about it tastes like sex with an angel. It got me thinking about today. I was sitting in traffic trying to work on my pirate voice, and all I could do was the captain from Venture Brothers. Yeah, it's like getting sucked off by an angel with a dart gun. Just like that shit over and over. So people probably looking at me like, "What is that dude doing a poor ass pirate voice for?" I don't know, Billy. Just leave him alone.
I got a monkey on me back, Samson, and he's screaming for another dart.
I'm supposed to be in here. Can I get a dart right here?
I gotta say, when I'm driving, I practice my plankton voice.
I mean, it works. It's the best place to do this shit because I would do. Well, I've told the story about when I accidentally did the Titus voice to somebody, right? I know I've told to most of you. I don't know if I've told to everybody.
Get the draw. I'll get the drawing.
It's like,
He just runs up. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell us where so is? Certainly, friends. I can tell you.
generally, friends, if you follow me, I will tell you exactly how to get there.
Certainly.
Certainly.
Certainly. Here, you just need to
Certainly,
go due north of the lane. I can smell it.
You're going to get onto the motorway, and you're going to drive north until you're sick of it. And just when you think you won't make it, you're going to bust. You will have arrived in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Think it's this one? Yeah, that looks about right.
That's it. The one I choose. Because my favorite part of this is just like Titus on the roof. The poor guy's just terrified.
Keep heading north.
And I keep heading north. I can smell it.
Let's bust this out. This is probably like one of my favorite images of all time.
Because Funk just got caught up in his own head for a minute.
That was it. I was just sitting there eating lunch, and somebody's like, "Can you tell us how to get to Hattiesburg?" And I was sitting there thinking about the game because we had a game that weekend. And I was just like, "Certainly, I can tell you how to get to Hattiesburg. Let me assist you, friend."
Funk
I
noises.
realized, like, fuck, I'm already neck deep in the water. I can't back out now.
It's like I'm halfway in the river. If I back out now, I'm just gonna be a punk.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Oh, I ain't raised the bitch yet. Which also, I gotta talk about it a second. I finally hit 100 followers on Twitch, so now I can do my Orky reading of My Immortal.
Oh god.
Oh God.
All right, so we need to close up shop here soon. It's getting a little late, going a little bit long. But to close us out here, Funk, what is My Immortal? We got a couple new guys in chat here. Red pill them, please.
I will Brett P on My Immortal. My Immortal is the greatest piece of literary mastery that we've ever seen, ever.
Do not lie to these people like that, Funk.
Look, okay, anything that can get people talking about like that, like this is fucking art because it got people talking so much. But in all reality, what it is basically proof that
God exists.
That's what happens when you beat a Hot Topic kid with a keyboard long enough.
That's it. Okay, so a lot of you guys might not quite remember this because y'all aren't as old as I am. But like when Funk was a wee lad back as a teenager, back when I was still only like 6'2", the emo phase was a thing of nightmares. It was everywhere. Even George W. Bush had an emo phase, and that was called the invasion of Iraq. But yeah, like everybody was all about like Amy Lee. Everybody wanted to fuck Amy Lee. Everybody wanted to listen to 12 Stones, and everybody had the copy.
You were half right. You either wanted to fuck Amy Lee or Gerard Way. There was no negotiating it. You were on one side of that fence or the other, or you were right in the middle on both.
Yeah.
Or you're like my bisexual ass sitting on the fence going like, either one, it's fine. Come on.
Just whatever.
I'm looking to get some black eyeliner on my dick. Let's see what happens.
And you had to have a Nightmare Before Christmas T-shirt from Hot Topic.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You had to have that. You had to have a poster of the Black Parade, and let's see, what else did you have to have? You had to have.
You need to have GER in your online handle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had to have on your MSN Messenger. You had to have GER as your profile picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is a curious time indeed.
You had to have that as like your comment, like your away section.
MSN,
like
shit, you're dialing it back a bit far now.
That's a little bit too far. Yeah, this is
Dude,
definitely my.
I had MSN like for a long ass while. Like my,
I had MSN all the way up until I had MSN all the way up until like 2007.
I never had an MSN.
I didn't get AOL after my.
You wasn't
March.
rocking that MySpace where you had the fucking background and the music and shit going.
Dude,
you loaded the page up just Ear Central.
Dude, I went straight to fucking Facebook, but yeah, Funk.
No, real quick, deep funk lore. The cringiest thing I ever did in my life was actually on MySpace, where I was on there and like you go there looking like you would see what you thought were actually celebrities, but it turned out it was just like fan pages. I was a big fan of R.A. Salvatore because I loved the Drit series at the time. So I found like R.A. Salvatore's MySpace, thinking it was actually him, and I sent him like this sappy ass letter of like, "Hey, Mr. Salvatore, like my name is Funk, and I'm trying my best to become like an author, and I just want to get some advice from you, just see what might happen." And then like I just get back a note like, "Dude, that's a little much. This is a fucking fan page." And I was like, "Oh." And I still wake up like in a cold sweat about that shit sometimes.
Bro, I saw one to a Stan Lee page. I don't even know if it was him or not because I never got a response.
Damn. But yeah, My Immortal basically is like a Harry Potter, Hot Topic, fucking every emo band, Twilight crossover. And you know what? I'll give you a little bit of a preview here because
it is the definition of Mary Sue.
It is like if anybody ever says somebody's a Mary Sue, compare them to Ebony Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way. Which I'm sad to report that I can remember that full name.
Yeah, you got.
I remember that name.
Dude, that's like written in stone on the back of your skull.
It is like whenever I die one day, probably in like 3 weeks, I'm gonna be sitting on my deathbed, and they're gonna be like, "Funk, do you have any last words?" Empty darkness, dementia, Raven. Way.
No, you're just gonna sit up doing the orc voice.
Yeah, you just. My name is Emily.
Oh, you get slap the motor on my chest. I'll be fine.
Weak.
But
I don't have much time. Come closer. Oh, you get.
just coming in. It's like, come closer here. Hear the final words of Funkshire. Oh, you get. How you gonna let me die? Here's the pain, boy. But yeah. Let me hit you with the first chapter here. I'll do it in the orc voice if I can manage it here. Hold on one second. Because basically what we're going to be doing, me and Menthol are going to be doing the entirety of this. It's like 44 chapters long. We're going to do the entire story in the orc voice, where Menthol will be chiming in as certain characters with the Gretchen voice that he has prepared for us. And it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be painful, man, because we're going to have to go through this whole story at least 3 times to fucking get this recording down right.
It's gonna be.
Sucks.
Dude, this story is horrible. Like when I read this here, like this is one paragraph, and you're gonna like y'all are gonna be like old Cosmic Brownie boy and start shitting and screaming. So
Shitting and crying.
shitting and crying and coming and screaming.
Snakes on up your ass.
Let's see here. My name is Ebony Dark. No. My name is Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back, and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. Author's note, if you don't know who she is, then get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England. Well, I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and a red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. "Hey, Ebony!" shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. "What's up, Draco?" I asked. "Nothing," he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me and I had to go away. Author's note. Is it good? Please tell me. Fangs. And that's my immortal.
It's a fucking
I have-
masterpiece.
I have just one recommendation.
What?
What's that?
Have Menthol's Gretchen voice whenever it's an author's note.
Funny enough, we're doing it like he's gonna be. You're gonna do Draco, right, Menthol?
Yeah. I'll be doing Draco and a couple other Gretchen voices. That's why we're going to be doing this like not on stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Okay.
to be recording and then
Yeah.
cutting and then patching, doing all that shit and stitching the lines together and everything. So
Yeah, that's a bit much to do a live too.
yeah. We're not going to be doing that live. That's going to be a recording, and then we're just going to put that up as a VOD.
I don't think I could do. I've got a YouTube channel too, so we're putting on the YouTube channel and the VOD. So it'd be basically there for anybody to check out. I actually have to go through our Halo stream from last night because we had a couple great ass moments where I kept shooting Menthol in the back of the head by mistake. We'd be like in a firefight. I had my shotgun. I'm like, y'all aren't taking me. Shit, I killed Menthol
Just
again.
walk right in front of the other one's fucking gun barrel and get brained.
Or we kept running into the fucking rocket launcher flood. And like at one point, I literally watched Menthol get deleted from life. Like there was no body. I looked around for a body, did not see one. He was just deleted.
Gone.
But yeah, we'll be reading the entirety of my immortal like that. Basically, each video will be like 10 minutes long or so, or we're gonna probably do like 4 to 5 chapters at a time. Yeah, but we won't be doing it live because like I like doing the orc voice, but it's hard to do for long periods of time, and there's no way I could do an entire stream like that right now.
Around that and shit.
Like I can do that for a while, and I'm gonna have to do some art for it too. Where I'm gonna have to draw actually Ebony orc and see how that goes. Probably could turn like Gandalf into a space marine or something.
What would straight teeth for an orc be?
Just like the scariest thing.
Look like a hippopotamus, probably. I'm thinking about it.
Just give it, big rounded teeth.
Yeah, like giant cans of soup or something.
Or those
What's-
comical chattering teeth.
What's funny about it though is like when I'm trying to read this story normally it hurts my brain, but like when I read it in orc it actually flows pretty alright. I'm like
I remember the night we discovered that.
I was sitting here like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute.
Like speaking it in human tongue, it's gibberish, but the second it's spoken in its native language, it all just clicks. It flows together.
Yep.
I was like, this is wild. Also, I have to read the Nurgle side effects at some point.
All right, but unfortunately I need to get going, so we're gonna have to shut things down for tonight. The Nurgle side effects, we can get that next week. I do want to keep doing this regularly. We had to take a bit of a break because I was going through a move and such, but we're back in action, boys. It's been fantastic. Anything you guys want to say to final thoughts?
Jake the Snake is some little bitch. He's charging $50 for a photo. He wouldn't even put me in a headlock. I'm gonna get my ass kicked next time I see him.
You're gonna leave
He'll
your...
walk up and crack his knuckles. Heard you was talking shit.
Oh no, please, Mr. the Snake, I'm sorry.
I've been subscribed to the Fluffcast ever since 2013. Oh, so happy I heard there was a revival.
Turns out I was double diamond platinum. You didn't know nothing about that, did you?
He's just gonna go to put you into DDT, and he's gonna look at you and go, Maroon says his regards, and then he's gonna put you into DDT.
Holy
Like,
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh god.
He just comes up and he's like, Bowser says hello, and just breaks your fucking neck.
God almighty. You know what? That would be the most cursed but amazing thing.
This was for Bosnia.
He's gonna put you in a headlock and be like, "Hey Billy, we was king," and then he's just gonna drop you.
All right. You guys have a nice night now.
You too, sir.
All right. See ya.